Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Hey man, you got a joint? No, not on me, man. It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Drunken Peasants Season 2, Episode 1.
Smoke pan every day.
Yeah, and we've got Billy the Fridge and Bunty King joining us.
Cheers.
How you doing, man? How you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
It's good to be back on the channel.
Let's chill.
You
guys drinking anything tonight?
You know, I've been on a keto diet all year, so I've cut alcohol out. I've cut out, well, I say all year, it's been like a little over a week. I've cut out like everything except like low carb stuff, and then I'm drinking iced tea. So I'm a good Billy right now.
That's cool. I'm sorry I cut you off, man. My bad.
Oh yeah, no problem. There's just some stuff we got to get through because we have patrons that paid for this month for shilling. I want to direct everyone's attention down below to the description. There's a channel and a website everyone needs to check out, the Knowledge Nut, and basically the Knowledge Nut uploads articles and videos about topics relating to science, politics, social issues, and they upload a new article or video every Sunday. So check that out.
It's like church.
It is, yeah, every Sunday. And then there's Mr. C's Comics. There's also a link down below for that. Check that out too. So yeah, holy shit, Mr. Naughty Priest.
Hey,
thank you, Mr. Naughty Priest. Yes, it's good to be back. By the way, we've one last thing to announce before we get on with the show. I don't want to bore all you guys, with shilling at the beginning of the first show back in like over a week. But on the 27th, Billy and I we're gonna do the Patreon stuff. We're gonna do the Discord hangout, and we're gonna do a private show. So,
and we're gonna hopefully bring on some special surprise little babies for that too. So it's gonna be good times. Good times.
Yeah. So yeah, and this this is a response to so many fans that wanted us to just come back and do DP. We realize it's different, but we're gonna move forward, and we're gonna be positive about it, and that's all I'm really gonna say about it.
The first guest of season 2 is Mr. Bunty King, so it's
legendary.
Quite the honor. This is a legendary show. I don't even know why I got asked, but it's cool, man. I appreciate it. I really do.
Well, a lot of people I would see ask for you, and I knew you for a while. So, like, when we were coming back, I was like, let's get Bunty King on. He's fucking awesome. I like that guy. You're a friend of mine, too, so. Notoriously, my friends sometimes are obnoxious, but you've proven not to be obnoxious.
Yeah, I've seen your stuff.
I don't know, man. I never thought thought of you as an obnoxious guy. You're like a really chilled out dude. I mean, you said some really crazy shit when we were at VidCon, just like really crazy shit. But I mean, it was like crazy because I knew you were being crazy, and it was funny because you're Billy the Fridge.
Do you remember when I like got up and welled Spartan's face for no good reason? I think he was talking trash about Celestia Vega, and I just like got up, I went psycho like prison mode in his face, and like I was never gonna fight him, but I was ready to get a punch in the face from him if he felt like it was like, because like I was just I was kayfabe. I just got up in his face like psycho mode, and I was ready to take a hit. Like I'm not afraid of getting punched, but like I was just doing it to be like wild and funny and just defend my girl Celestia Vega.
Yeah,
well, they actually made up afterwards when we went to the other house. We went to this other house. Yeah, it was good. Up. It was cute. I kept telling him. I said, "Listen, man." I was like, "Listen, why have enemies when you could have friends? Like, why are you gonna do that? Like, let's just be friends here, man. This is fucking VidCon. We're having a great time. It's great. Yeah." So
how was your chat with JF today? Because I don't know if you're aware of this, but his origins are from our show. He started.
Yeah, I heard. So wait, before you tell me, before I tell you, what was your experience with JF on your show?
Oh well, I don't know if his views were different back then or if he was just more restrained about talking about them. But the things JF talks about now, like the race realism and stuff, he never talked about that in the earlier days.
And we kind of scooped him on his girlfriend situation too.
I don't feel right laughing about that though.
I'm not laughing. I think it was just such an amazing the way he talked about having a slow, mentally challenged girlfriend. That's no. It sounds funny. It sounds funny, but I honestly I was kind of endearing. It was like a reverse Forrest Gump situation. Like if Jenny, if Jenny was like a professor instead of a slut,
and she was a fan. I don't know who she was, and I don't even want to know. But she was a fan of our show, and that's how he met her.
Like there was like a court document that went out, and it said that she was a fan of Drunken Peasants in the court document. So. That's
Mr. Repsion just dropped an LOL in the chat.
I hope Repsion's feeling better. I heard he got the walking pneumonia crud from New York City.
Yeah, he got mono or something.
That's no good.
Everyone's feeling good, man. I feel like there's been just a ton. The 2017 closed off with insane amount of drama. Like how fucked up was the end of 2017?
Fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was insane.
Insane.
And now then the Logan Paul shit.
Yeah, Logan Paul, he had like that might as well have been Jesus hanging on that tree, like on that cross.
Oh my God, it's true, huh? It's like the internet went up in arms about it. Just fuck, dude.
Someone just asked if Admiral Murphy knew about the show. Yeah, he knew because he made the intro. I forgot to thank him. And there's a link in the description to his channel. Admiral Murphy made the new intro. He made it I mean, like, I realize it's not the greatest intro, but he made it in like 24 hours. So
that's cool. I like the audio on that.
I like it.
Yeah, that voice actor guy, like we had commissioned him a while back when we were trying to get a new intro made and just, wanted to use it. So
is Cunty Cat related to Bunty King? Like I don't
yes, that's amazing.
That's familial right there.
Yeah, there you go.
Cunty Cat.
There's one of the Streamlabs mentioned some stuff, and I was like, that's actually a good name. You don't get away with the C word in America like you do in a lot of European or Australian countries.
Countries.
I had to accentuate the cunt and country. I don't know.
All right, so we'll just move forward here. We're gonna bring back Troll or Not a Troll. So here we go.
Is this a troll, or is this not a troll?
Is this person trolling or not? This is actually an old video. Remember when they used to do response videos on YouTube?
Like, yeah, of course. I mean, they still do response videos. I mean, YouTube is now just response videos.
Well, you
just call them commentary now, but they're all response videos.
You could click on a video and do like an actual response.
Yeah,
that's right.
They were like respond girls, right? The girls would just respond.
They ruined it. Those are the ones that ruined it.
They would just have like a tight shirt and their tits out.
That's what they would do. They would respond with. They would respond to basically gibberish to like whatever popular video was there to like get the ad revenue, and then they killed video responses.
Yeah, their thumbnail would just be like some hot chick, and it would be at the top of every popular video. Yeah,
so this is a response video to something. What superpower do you want? This guy is gonna say what superpower he would have.
Hello. So basically, this is a response to X Broken Minded X about what superpower I'd have. I'll probably have
a better mind.
There's about 3 I'd probably have. One would be to give people orgasms. So orgasms, being able to do that.
So his superpower would be the ability to give people orgasms.
I think most of us are born with that ability. We just haven't unlocked it yet.
I think that's definitely not a troll. That's definitely for real.
Not a troll. So like,
it's got to be for real. Yeah.
You think so? So
of course. Of course, he was so earnest about it. He seems pretty stoked about it. I don't know. He just it's like too like. It would be too obvious to be a troll, honestly.
That's like somebody saying, I wish I had the superpower to cook an egg without burning it. It's like, this is something you're fully capable of doing.
I don't know if he's actually tried to do it and just has failed, or he hasn't even had the opportunity yet to just.
Maybe. I think he's talking about like actual orgasms, like from the distance. Like he could just be staring at you and like pretty much like just give you an orgasm on the spot.
I've done that before.
Wow, he'd be rich because people would pay him to do that shit.
Can accomplish anything really. Just got a monster terrorizing town and give him an orgasm, and everyone's all, oh, yes. So, yeah.
This guy's smart.
First one. The second one would be that I could get just any person I like to like me.
Oh.
That's so cute. That's so cute. This guy has a Trivium poster in the background, so he's gonna have to work real hard for that. Trivium sucks.
Are you a fan of Trivium, Ben?
I don't even know what it is.
Okay. It's a band, I assume, right? Either that or a Dungeons and Dragons book. I don't know.
It's a metal band. It's like a new metal band.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's probably why I don't know what it is. So everyone says not a troll. Is that it?
I'm thinking not a troll. This boy seems sincere.
Okay.
Real.
The votes have it. I was thinking not a troll too, but he did say some pretty weird shit. Like, that was never under consideration out of like the superpowers.
Could you imagine
I could possibly have
just being able to give Godzilla an orgasm when he's attacking
I'd be
the town?
afraid like weird reptile spooge would like drown me or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's some fucking collateral damage.
Yeah.
If there's a giant cum bath and laid over the city.
All right, so the not a trolls have it. It is not a troll.
Not a troll.
There you go. I knew it.
So I know
Called
this
it before everybody else.
I know this episode was a surprise, but we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do. I don't even know when we're gonna do the next one. Wednesday? I don't know.
Maybe a weekend episode.
A weekend episode.
Yeah.
This probably this weekend is when we're gonna do the next one. You're right. So probably this weekend. And then don't forget, if you become a patron now, you can still catch the private show. And also DP On Demand, still going on. We're still going to put stuff up there. The old private show's still going up there. And we're going to do the post show after the show tonight. So check that out. Link is still in the description. All right. Let's see. What do we got next here? All right, so Billy told me about this today.
I saw this on Twitter. It was like the trending topic.
Immigration agents. So they're just walking. So are they assuming the employees are illegal? Is that what they're doing?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, actually, I mean, honestly, like, 7-Eleven stores, the stereotype is quite real there, right?
Sure. Like Apu from The Simpsons. Like.
Yeah.
I got a lot of immigrant-looking guys at my 7-Eleven. There used to be this guy named Ho at my 7-Eleven. He was the coolest guy. Every time I walk in, though, he'd be like, "Oh, you bigger wrestler guy," and I'd walk in, and like he was chill. And then someone came and shot him in the head. It was like, I guess there was like a drug deal or something gone wrong. And they murdered this guy. So I'm just saying, leave the hoes alone. All across America, let them work at 7-Eleven. It's not; they're not hurting the world by serving Slurpees. Leave the hose alone.
So
it is.
Oh no, go ahead, man.
No, you go on. No,
Sorry, there's lag.
It's cool.
U.S. immigration agents descended on dozens of 7-Eleven stores before dawn Wednesday to open employment audits and interview workers in what officials described as the largest operation against an employer under Donald Trump's presidency. Agents targeted about 100 stores nationwide, broadening an investigation that began with a 4-year-old case against a franchise on New York's Long Island. The audits could lead to criminal charges or fines over the store's hiring practices.
I heard they only found 20 people out of the 100 stores, right? Like...
they make it sound like a raid. That's the thing. They make it sound like this is like, the headline is like, raid. I doubt they raided it. I think they're just.
They sent ICE agents in there. There's a picture here with the cops coming in. The ICE agents, right?
Well, it's possible. It's possible when there was someone that was illegal there, they called an ICE agent. But I'm pretty sure there was a process to it. They didn't just send the ICE agents and then interview people. They pretty much went through an interview process. And then at that point, when they found out that there was some illegals, then they came in and brought the ICE agents. That's what I think happened. But that's not a good headline. It's not a good headline at all. They did something, they went through a procedure, and now they call the ICE agents. There you go. Story closed.
But what's the cost-benefit analysis of this? Like, the amount of money it costs to find, like, the handfuls of people that they find, is it even worth it? And another thing I wonder about 7-Eleven, are they franchises, or does 7-Eleven, the corporate entity, own all of the stores?
People definitely franchise them. Okay. I know the two in my neighborhood are owned by the same guy. and he's I don't know, just older gentleman. He tries to hire. He actually hires a lot of like crackhead looking white dudes. So I might be an outlier. My 7-Eleven is ran by people who look like they were extras on Breaking Bad.
That's fucked up.
Breaking the stereotypes.
Yeah, the action appears to be to open a new front in Trump's sharp expansion of immigration enforcement, which has already brought a 40% increase in deportation arrests and plans to send billions of dollars on a border wall with Mexico. Yeah, I watched a press conference with Huckabee Sanders, and they were like, does the president still plan to pay Mexico to pay for the wall? She's like, yes, he does. Next question.
Yeah, he simplified that, saying that Mexicans are going to have to pay or something like that. I really feel like it's not going to just come through like a direct check, Yeah, I think a lot of people picture like a check, like the president of Mexico, like handing over a check to. No, they're going to probably have like some, just trade agreements that are going to pretty much just balance everything out.
I think a good way to make Mexico pay for the wall is we build the wall, and at certain points on the wall, we have a gigantic water slide. And anybody who would be paying a coyote to get into America can just pay that fee to go down a giant water slide into the U.S. And before long, what? Maybe we'll give them like a water slide on the way back too, so it's a revolving door.
At least it's fun.
Yeah. And then over time, it will pay for the wall. And a slight waterfall maintenance.
I mean, if you think about this as times we're living in, right? We're living in some of like the best times, in human history. I mean, pretty much. It's undeniable that we're living in the best period of human history. The only people that say that isn't the case are people that are actually just like out of their minds. I don't know. Like, I mean, obviously, unless they're in some really, really fucked up part of the world,
right?
But I think that if you're living in North America, it's pretty chill. And I feel like society's just been getting a lot more fun in general. And so I would probably see like more fun shit being like that happening in the future, especially when you get elected to president. Billy, that's gonna happen.
I'm gonna run on the waterfall platform. If Trump won with a wall, I will win with a water slide.
It does seem more attractive than just a wall, because like, what's the most you can do with a wall? Climb it, turn it into a rock wall.
Yeah,
a water slide.
A water slide,
much less effort,
and that's a lot safer than people going across with a coyote. The money doesn't go to like the coyote. Probably runs with the cartel, so the money inevitably goes towards drugs and shit. This goes straight to paying back the wall.
Could there be an optional zip line too? Like, if you don't want to do the water slide, you could do like a zip line.
I think the zip line, maybe that would be to get back into Mexico. So if you have to go back, we just send you on a zip line. To come in, though, it's got to be a water slide. That's just cool.
It's so silly.
You're Canadian, Bunty. So, like, how do you feel on this? Do you feel like you guys might be building a wall?
To separate Canada from the States? It's very possible. It's been considered for sure.
They did that in South Park.
Talked about in the House of Commons. No, we haven't talked about that. But I mean, there's a lot of times when I see what's going on in the States, and I'm just like, wow, I'm so glad to be Canadian. I'm like so glad. Some things that come up that I'm just like, what the fuck, that happened there? Like, you guys are tripping. Yeah. Like this whole Google thing, man, is beyond insane.
With
you guys hear about that Google thing?
The guy that got fired. Or
the guy
something
that got fired, and he's filed a lawsuit against them, and supposedly what's happening now is like, he's saying that, and it's been hinted at through like a screenshot from like a private messaging system at the company, that like some managers pretty much had blacklists of people with conservative ideas. So like, if you were like slightly like, I guess if you had some kind of dissenting opinion, you were put on a blacklist or something like that.
He's also saying
crazy.
He's also saying that white males, conservative males, but white males in general aren't available for the same promotion opportunities that women and minorities are available
I've
for.
noticed that in other... I worked for a telecom, and I noticed that too. And then they would tout how, they were the best business for like Latina women to get promoted. Like, that would end up being like something they would tout as like an accomplishment.
It's funny because a lot of YouTubers that have like these like anti-establishment, like these whole like anti-normie talking points, they're viewed upon as reactionary YouTubers. But the thing is that like, I really feel like this like whole like affirmative action, diversity quota thing is also a very reactionary movement to like, you know, not wanting to be called a racist or not wanting to be like, you know, yeah, I think it's really crazy. It's like we all need to calm down because it's out of control. Like there should be no one should have an advantage over someone else. Like it really shouldn't be. Like it shouldn't be the case for white people. It shouldn't be the case for anybody really. Just merits, like merits.
Right,
man.
Right. It's almost a way. They're trying to make up for mistakes made in the past when there really was, you know, institutionalized racism and shit. But it doesn't work that way because the people that experience that, you know, like most of them are gone now.
I mean, if they really want to make up for the past, maybe they could tax some of the big businesses that actually have a history of owning slaves, you know? Maybe target people who actually have a lineage and a bankroll of doing some fucked up shit that still exists today rather than little white Tommy that just wants to get into fucking Duke University, but he can't because he's a pale face because he's more susceptible to sunburns. No.
No, I agree. I think it's really just a sad state of affairs, and of course, it's like really just kind of contributed to this divide that's just been growing in the States. And like, I haven't been feeling it here in Canada. I really haven't. I mean, you'll hear like American fucking pundits talk about like Canada having these crazy laws, and honestly, it's really just overblown. Overblown, you know. I think that if you go to the rural towns, there's some really there may be some fucked up things going on because they're rural, but in the main cities like Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, Calgary, like we're just like we're pretty much on the up and up in a way. It's not directly noticeable right now, but definitely the cultural movement is there. So it's like, it's weird, man. It's just weird. I don't know what the hell's going on. It's like, it seems so simple. Like, I just can't wait for AI to roll along. When AI rolls along, man, it's going to be like, it's just going to fix everything. Robots are just going to take over. You know, all the stuff that causes problems today will no longer cause problems because there's going to be a robot
That's
doing
what Evan Lefebvre says. Like, literally. Yeah, but one thing that Canada's doing this year that I'm really happy about is that they're just going to legalize weed in the entire country. July 1st. I might find myself...
That's Canada Day, right?
Yeah,
Canada Day,
Vancouver,
bro.
dude.
Yeah. I haven't been to Canada for a long-ass time, but I used to go there all the time about a decade ago. That was like my home away from home. I would drive up 4 or 5 times a month. I love that place, so I might have to go partake in some Canada Day pride.
Yeah, why not?
I don't even do weed, but I'll do it for Canada.
You don't smoke weed?
Not much, no. Every once in a while, if there's like a girl involved, I'm like I'm a bitch for weed. If there's a girl like smoke weed with me, I'm like, oh yeah, it's good. Then I get too high to touch her butt. It's so fucked up.
Shouldn't I? Am I overreaching?
What am I doing? Stop! Don't grab it.
No, you have to come, man. Anytime anyone has like any problem when they're like worried about like, you know, race relations and stuff like that, I'm like, yo, come to Montreal. I want to show you what Montreal is like because I like, it's fucking chill here, man. Everyone's fucking chilling. There was this chick that came in from France, and she was from the south of France where they're having like problems with like refugees and stuff like that. And she was like, listen, like, you know, I feel really bad for these refugees that are coming in. Obviously, they're coming from war-torn lands. There's some really fucked up things going on. But, like, I didn't feel safe walking around at night. But she's like, but in Montreal, I could be walking home at 4 in the morning, and I feel so safe. And I'm like, fuck yeah, that's beautiful.
I've even felt that way in Toronto, too. Like, I've been to Toronto a bunch of times and Vancouver twice. And I did wander into a really bad neighborhood in Vancouver once.
Oh, there's some bad shit, like near heroin. King George Highway.
I was near Chinatown, and I was on like East Hastings Street or something like that, and there's like heroin zombies everywhere there.
There was some real uggo looking like drug addicts, like with like half their face torn off, but like that was still better than a lot of places I've been to in the States, you know. It was, I remember I was looking for directions, so I went to a police station, and it was in Surrey, BC, and the police answered the door with a shotgun, and they were like, what are you doing here? I'm like, oh, we need directions. Like, go back to your car, there was a murder here last year. And I'm like,
oh shit,
can I just get some directions?
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, let's talk about this because a lot of people have sent me articles and videos about this. I personally don't care at all, really. But people are interested. So.
YouTube says it's looking into further consequences for Logan Paul, the user who recently posted a video showing a dead body. Paul was widely criticized for making the video in Japan's so-called suicide forest. Amid widespread criticism, Paul took the video down and repeatedly apologized. YouTube also came under scrutiny for not taking action. That's why the company issued a statement on Tuesday, 1 week after the controversy erupted.
Well, he's one of their golden boys. That's why.
He is the chosen. Him and like a lot of the Viners, I'm convinced there's a conspiracy that the second Vine died, they all signed on to YouTube, and YouTube pushed them through the moon and changed the algorithm to benefit them directly. But
it's
I don't
true,
have
because a lot of the Viners really took over. But you also have to understand, like, the Viners were already popular to begin with, man. And like, I you know, this is gonna be an unpopular. I thought Logan Paul was kind of funny on Vine.
Honestly,
I'm not even joking. Yeah.
I can see why people like Logan Paul, honestly. I'm not hating on Logan Paul. I'm not hating on any of them, really, because they're just young, fucking chiseled chin, Disney-looking princes doing stupid shit. So it's like, how can I hate on them? It would be hatred to really hate on them, in my opinion. And I'm not the type of guy. But when they're getting preferred treatment, and young PewDiePie is getting his YouTube Red show killed because he dropped the bomb when people drop the bomb on YouTube all the time. So, it's not even against terms of service. And this dude's showing a dead body. And people who talk about it are getting shut down, but he's not. That's where YouTube is fucking up.
That's crazy. So listen, YouTube. Like, so hold on. PewDiePie got his show canceled not because of dropping the bomb. He didn't. He got a show canceled because Wall Street Journal did a hit piece on him, and they were like, "Yo, he's using Nazi imagery," and they took him out of context, and then they got like that was so much more fucked than anything. Like they literally did PewDiePie dirty. That's pretty much what happened. PewDiePie's been done dirty by YouTube. You know?
Yeah.
And like, and it's really crazy because nobody is really kind of talking about it that much anymore. They're like, just like, it kind of happened and PewDiePie is just chilling. And of course, PewDiePie is a pretty laid back dude. He doesn't give a fuck. He's like, whatever, I'm making videos. I'm already rich. Doesn't matter. Just having a good time doing the things that I love doing, you know? Like, it's not like he had any real stake in it, you know? But it was kind of, they pretty much, yeah. And it's odd that they like chose someone like, Logan Paul and Jake Paul and like, you know, Lele Pons, all these people as their like poster boys, because they're like, you know, it runs contrary to their, and this is going to sound kind of fucked up, but it runs contrary to their like diversity narrative, you know, because I mean, these are some like basic ass white people that are just like, they're just like, you know, like it's like typical, like, you know, stuff that these fucked up blogs would talk about, like, oh, whiteness, toxic whiteness, you know, like Jake Paul and Logan Paul are the embodiment of toxic whiteness, if you really want to talk about toxic whiteness.
They're from like Ohio. They're just like some Midwestern bros that hit it big.
They were bullies and probably date raped if they were old enough to do it. I'm not saying they did, but there is multiple. There's multiple mentions of them being bullies to guys. Like that's documented. You know, that's documented.
Sure.
And their type, the bro type. I'm just saying. Loves to drop something in a girl's drink.
Was Vine going down just like a corporate decision?
Vine was hemorrhaging money, I guess. It was expensive to run. But the big thing that happened was there was an article that came out right before Vine went down, and it was mentioned that a bunch of the top Viners approached Vine, and they wanted to strike a $20 million deal with Vine in order for them to stay with Vine. And Vine turned them down. And then shortly after, they all went to YouTube, and the algorithm switched up right when they show up. It killed off channels like Leafy is Here. Drama Alert at the time took a huge hit. There was a bunch of commentary channels that just went in the dirt because they switched the way the algorithm worked, and they switched it to work with people who were bringing in outside eyes to YouTube. They changed the algorithm to benefit people bringing in outside eyes. So what's happening, all these Viners show up and they're going through the roof with the algorithm because they're bringing their fans from Vine to YouTube, creating new views, and they're creating drama with each other. And the drama with each other, when people are getting outside eyes from other channels, that also affects the algorithm.
Yeah, it does. So here's here's the interesting thing about YouTube. Okay, so YouTube's purely engagement based. All right. So whenever people like downvote a video and they're like, "Oh fuck it, I don't want anyone to see this video," and they click dislike. That's engagement. They're pretty much helping the video, especially if they leave a comment. Right? And then the other thing is that like if you're watching a video on YouTube and you click off the video, all right, and you click on something else, that tells YouTube to show the content that you just clicked off of more often, because they pretty much are saying they're saying that you're staying in here, like you're staying on YouTube. So if this video made that viewer stay on YouTube and then click on something else and then see another ad, in which point YouTube gets paid, they want to promote more of that content. So if you have like people daisy chaining videos off of your video, that's a fucking amazing thing for you to do. And the way you want to, if you really want to kill a channel, this is fucking, I don't know how this would be accomplished, but if you really want to fuck up a channel, is to click on a video that you don't like, and then immediately like watch it for 1 second and then just leave YouTube. Just leave YouTube. Because
like
YouTube
close your
that.
account or leave the
just leave.
Go to another page.
Go to another page. Go to like something else. Go to like bounce off of it to like to BBC or Vimeo or something like that.
Or like a direct competitor, like go to Netflix.
Yeah, exactly. If you do that, and if that's done enough times to a video, then the algorithm is going to be like, what the fuck? Like it's gonna bury the video, that it won't show up. Another thing that'll really fuck up the views is also getting demonetized. If you get demonetized, you're not gonna show up in the recommended as much. So that's why the best thing to do is, if you're getting flagged for demonetization regularly, is to upload unlisted, and then once you can clear it, pop it back to public.
Yeah, I can see a clear difference in the view counts between monetized and demonetized videos. They used to not matter at all. And I think they also count unique views more now. I think, because back in the day, I think if someone watched your video like half of it, earlier in the day and then half of it later, that would be 2 views. I don't know if they necessarily do that anymore.
I sit there and just refresh my rap videos, so it makes I've refreshed one video 10 million times, and it's only counted for like 50,000 views. So I think you're right.
Oh yeah, another thing, having mid-roll ads. Mid-roll ads, it definitely increases the option for being recommended. If you have mid-rolls, boom, that's great.
Unless you're on the naughty list, and then they give you shitty mid-roll ads.
And there's like an opportunity to go into your account and open up like gambling ads and shit.
He showed me this. I had no idea this shit even existed.
One of the guys that works at YouTube told me, like, you cuss a lot. You should open up your mid-roll for gambling and alcohol. And I was like, what?
In AdSense, there's a place where it's automatically disabled. Have you heard of this?
No, that's amazing. What?
Yeah, you have to opt in through your AdSense. Yeah, for real.
I'm turning it on right now. Get the fuck out of here.
Give me that gambling. Yeah, it's I'm pretty sure it's inside the ad, like special ads or something. I don't know. It's in there. I'll figure it out later. I had to look it up when I told Ben about it, but it's YouTube doesn't want to focus on the adults, but if you choose to focus on the adults, they'll give you some sweet gambling cash.
Yeah.
Some CS:GO fucking skins for kids. Not for kids though, it's for adults.
Totally for adults. Only adults. So I saw this story today. I don't know how they could possibly enforce this if they pass it. Obviously, we don't want the president to be, crazy, but I don't understand the stable genius bill. How they could determine that unless the president has like dementia or something and it's clear,
Well, can't they like interview? Have like a psychiatrist interview him and see if he's making like crazy decisions or something?
But different psychiatrists could have different opinions on that. That's the hard part. There's too much subjectivity. I mean, if they have dementia and they can't remember what happened yesterday, they don't remember what year it is or who they are or who they're, who any of their family is or anything like that, then that's a problem. But if they're just a little crazy, like they're a little out of it, I don't know if that's enough to remove them from office, but
it should be. I think it should be a panel of psychologists or something like that. I know it's like this is pretty much just like fluff, right? There's not like this isn't we don't know if this is going to happen, but I mean, this is like something that they've been kind of hinting at because they're not even sure if Donald Trump is insane or not. But I just think he's like a troll. Like he's just really a troll, and he's got a massive ego. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think that is totally in American interest, or just in a country's interest, to have a sane leader. I mean, you don't want a nutcase, right? You want someone that's sane. But then people are like, well, you know what? That's really fucked up because, you know, what if that psychologist is paid or something like that? That's why I think you need a panel, and I think that like they would need to be like, they would pretty much need to kind of sacrifice their privacy in order to do this properly, because if they're getting paid, you know, and someone's just giving them money on the side, that could be really fucked up, you know, because to put in like a bad thing about the president to get him removed from the office.
Yeah, and this bill is being introduced by a Democratic congressman out of Pennsylvania. So this probably won't go anywhere. He's just doing it to look cool to his base is probably what he's doing. Yeah. I do like the Donald Trump tweets about it, though.
Actually, can I read it?
You can read it if you want. Go ahead.
Actually, throughout my life, my two greatest assets have been mental stability and being like really smart. I love to put like. That's how you know that. That's how you know he's trolling. By the way, like really smart. He's either. By the way, I'm not sure if he actually tweets it out, because has anyone actually seen him type out a tweet? I'm pretty sure someone's doing this for him at this point now.
It's like the Iron Sheik.
No, crooked Hillary Clinton and also played these cards very hard, and as everyone knows, went down in flames. I went from very successful businessman to top TV star to president of the United States on my first try. I think that would qualify as not smart, but genius, and a very stable genius at that. That is so fucking funny, man. He's a hilarious guy. He's actually out of his mind. I'm convinced he's out of his mind, but he's also hilarious. It's been crazy entertaining.
That's why I prefer him as a celebrity and not as the president.
He's really good friends with Vince McMahon.
Well, he gave his wife a job.
Yeah, dude, it's insane. Yeah, and she's head of like business or something like that. Like
the small business.
Yeah, she's
secretary
the
of small business.
Yeah.
The whole thing with Trump and the McMahons that scares me is that Vince McMahon is a fucking psycho. Like he's a genius. As far as wrestling goes, he's a genius for the wrestling business. He's the creator of an entire sports entertainment. He's the P.T. Barnum of our modern era, but he's fucking crazy. And him and Trump are on like a wavelength where Vince is one of the only guys Trump follows.
You have to be crazy to turn pro wrestling into a billion-dollar industry. I mean, like,
well, he was born into it, right? Like,
kind of.
Like he just sees the opportunity.
Wrestling is so fascinating. I'm not sure if I was talking about this on a stream or a podcast. I don't know where the fuck I was talking about it, but I'm pretty sure I definitely talked about it with my friends, right? And they were watching the Royal Rumble, and like I've watched wrestling when I was growing up, but I never really remembered what everything was. My dad wasn't able to really afford pay-per-view, so I wasn't able to see like Royal Rumble or like the actual big things, right? But they were watching Royal Rumble, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Because like the whole fucking ring was just full of people. Like, what's happening here? And he's like, and they're like, the goal is to pretty much just knock people out of the ring. You knock someone out of the ring, they're out of the match, right? And it was really interesting because there's all these fucking dudes there that are pretty much just play fighting. These massive dudes play fighting. But think of it for a second, right? These people, all right, these wrestlers could technically actually be murdering each other. Like straight up, they could fucking like imagine that place could turn into a bloodbath the moment they all decided it to be actually like straight up brutal Mortal Kombat.
That happens.
And that has happened. Yeah. It's called a shoot. A shoot. Yeah.
That's when one wrestler chooses to go into business for himself and shoots.
Yeah. There was there's the Great Antonio versus Antonio. You know what? Oh no, I probably can't show it.
But that wrestler must get fucking beat the shit out of. Like no one hangs out with him.
Yeah. Usually, if that happens, you get like ostracized from
unless
the business.
You're Antonio Inoki.
Yeah, unless you have the favor of the guys. Like sometimes, and there's also like there's something in pro wrestling called a receipt, and if you like accidentally fucking knock someone in the head when you punch them, if you connect, then expect your receipt. because you've cashed it. You've cashed in your check. Expect a fucking receipt, and you'll get knocked back.
I heard when Undertaker, like when people throw potatoes at Undertaker, he goes, "What do I owe you money?"
Yeah,
and he gets people to laugh at him. So.
So I was watching. So when I'm watching this Royal Rumble, they have like obviously the new people that come in to fight, and everyone is kind of like acting tired in the ring. And it's just so funny because like some people get like that extra respect, like some of these, or they bring in some old timers or something like that. Like, I just think it's really chill. I love wrestling because I feel like wrestling is very indicative of what the culture is like, and I find that because so many kids watch wrestling, it's actually probably one of the best things they could watch in terms of in terms of like promoting cooperation and like, you know, exploring their imagination. It sounds weird. It's a weird thing to say, but like, there's so much
like theater.
It is, but they also have like, this is gonna sound, people fucking hate this word, but it's pretty diverse if you think about it, man. Like, there's wrestlers from all over the world that come in and they're all chilling, and you know they're play fighting, and you know they're having a good time, and you know that when they're not wrestling, they're all hanging out, they're having a good time. Yeah, I love wrestling. It's cool.
If you look at the history of wrestling, you know, they would bring up race relations all the time because it would play into the racism of the region.
Piper with his half black face.
Yeah, but it was like these guys would be working together ahead of time. Like you wouldn't see an African American guy on television in most other places back in like the 60s, 70s, 60s, 50s. But on wrestling, you know, you would see somebody
Brazil.
Yeah, and it would be a bit racist, but the world was a bit racist.
People,
you know?
like we should move on. We're gonna move on to this insane story. Risky phallic fad sweeps Thailand. Health authorities are alarmed about a phallic fad in the Thai capital where men are having their penises whitened. And you know what? Like I have heard that in Thai culture, like the lighter your skin is, like the more attractive you're considered.
If you got a nice pasty white dick.
In Asian culture, it's the lighter you are. Obviously, the reason why it's more attractive is because the fairer skinned people were the ones that aren't toiling outside. So like the peasants would be outside picking up garbage, toiling the fields, stuff like that, and the wealthy would just be chilling and doing their own, like either running businesses or stuff like that. So they wouldn't be in the sun. So that's why fairer skin in Asia is considered more aesthetically pleasing.
It's laser whitening. It says a Bangkok hospital clinic that uses a laser whitening procedure has been attracting a growing clientele in a country where many women are obsessed with whitening their skin. So they laser your dick white like they would your teeth.
I've got a golden penis in my pants.
I don't know. Like, that's so crazy. That's crazy, dude.
So like, I mean, like, when you're at the point,
how much whiter? Like white, like teeth white? Like, is it like is there like a body a different complete shade of you know what's yeah, I don't get it.
I wonder if their dongers are darker. Like my donger meat is darker than my pale rest of my body. You know, like
yeah, you're right. No, my dick is definitely darker than my body for sure. It's weird. It's really weird.
Maybe they're just trying to like lighten it up for matching purposes.
My dick has never seen the sun.
Really?
I don't think it's seen the sun. I don't think I've ever pulled my dick out in direct sunlight.
You never piss outside in the sunlight?
I've always done it in the shade against a tree
like behind
outside.
Oh, dude, sometimes I'll piss right into the sun. I'll try and hit it. I'm stupid, but I try.
Why did you do this?
Because I have an imagination. I never let that die.
Well, where did you do this?
I like at the beach. I'll be out on the beach. I'll be walking. I'll be like, I'll look around. Everybody will have like their face down in a book, and I'm like, fuck it.
Are you kidding me?
I'm a bit of an exhibitionist. If I could imagine one day if like magic happened and it drifted into the sun, and I pissed on the sun. I know it'll never happen, but I like to dream.
So a lot of medical experts are saying like they shouldn't be getting their penises laser whitened.
I think laser whitening your penis is better than putting like a fucking Jacob's ladder and cock studs. Have you seen people who get parcel cocks? They like split the cock down the middle.
Yeah.
No, I don't want that. That's fucked up, man.
It's so bad.
Stop fucking with your dicks, people. Straight up, just stop fucking with your dicks, man. You're like, I don't even get circumcision, man. It's ridiculous, dude. Just have your.
I got circed. I got circed when I was a baby.
Yeah,
and I'm not mad at it.
I wonder why they do.
No, yeah, you should be mad at it, but I mean, at the same time, like, you know, if you right now, if let's say you had foreskin and someone was like, "Yo, you want your fucking You want me to snip that off for you? Would you be like, yeah, sure, fucking, let's do it, man?
No.
I'd be like, can I eat it afterwards?
You would.
Exhibitionist.
I want to put it in my scrapbook.
I would like to try and deep fry it and see if it comes out like a pork rind. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get this at all. Let's see what this... Oh, man smashed up his girlfriend's flat after being given Link's set for Christmas. I guess it's deodorant. This is out of New Zealand. She gave him a set of deodorant. A young man spent a festive period in jail after flying into a rage when he found out his girlfriend had bought him a 2-pound Lynx deodorant set as a present. Steve Manson, 21, from Paisley, punched a hole in his 21-year-old partner Nicole Armstrong's kitchen door after asking her what she had gotten him for Christmas. A court cleared him of assaulting Miss Armstrong and another charge of putting her into a state of fear and alarm. So,
he got cleared of the charges?
Yeah. I don't know what she probably...
Did they sympathize with him for getting deodorant? They're like, oh, that sucks. She's a terrible person.
Maybe he stinks.
He does look like a smelly boy.
That's hilarious. Mrs. Armstrong told the court, I had bought him a Link set. He wasn't happy about it. He said, is that all I'm worth? So good. Yes.
Man,
yes,
so Christmas
exactly
presents... Christmas presents are supposed to be indicative of what you're worth.
What you're worth
as a person.
That's why I'm always single through the holidays. I don't have to buy presents.
Oh, did you see this story?
What is this?
Oh, yeah.
So they had to refilm part of that movie that Kevin Spacey was in.
All the money in the world.
And
what?
So like the female actress is pissed because she got paid hardly anything to rework.
Is she even pissed, or are people pissed?
I think. Well, let's see.
I think her, as well as Ridley Scott and everybody, they said they'd come back and they'd make the changes for free because they felt like that would make the movie better if they edited Kevin Spacey out in exchange for Christopher Plummer, who originally was Ridley Scott's choice, but the studios said go with Kevin Spacey. So Ridley Scott went with Kevin Spacey. Then everything came out right before the movie went up. They had like a month until release, and they went and did reshoots. What they say here is that Michelle Williams offered to do it for a per diem. You know, it's like $80 a day, just cover food and shit. That's why she was on the set. Everybody who's on set gets a per diem. That's just the way it works in Hollywood. And everybody said they'd come back and do it for free. Not the people who work on the set. The people got paid who are like gaffers and shit. But the actors said they'd come back and do it, except Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I feel like he probably worked out a fucking deal for himself. And of course, you know, this is another clickbait headline. They're just down to fucking, you know, capitalize on that outrage that they know that people are going to read this, not going to really think about that. They're just going to think, oh God, men getting paid more. Mark Wahlberg is like, probably, you know, ratted his way to $1.5 million.
Yeah, he's up there.
This article, yeah.
I'd be so fucking pissed if I was the director, honestly. I'd be like, what the fuck, dude, really? Or the producer, I'd be like, yo, really? Like, everyone else is doing it for free? You're going to be an asshole and make me pay you $1.5 million? What the fuck's wrong with you, bro? Like, really? Okay,
but,
here you have
Mark
your money. I'm
Wahlberg,
never working with you again. That's what I'm saying.
Well, he's notoriously shrewd. This article says is that him and his agent or whatever is notoriously shrewd with these deals. But the funny thing is, they're both Michelle Williams and Mark Wahlberg are both represented by the same agency.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So she just said that she would do it. She was like, "I'll do it because this is the right thing to do. So I'll do it for whatever." And Mark Wahlberg was like, I'll do it. 1.5 million. And what are you going to do? You pay the 1.5 million. That's Hollywood. But everybody else was doing it for the good of the good. And Mark Wahlberg was like, pay me, motherfucker. I don't get out of bed for less than $1 million.
He was like, I already finished that movie.
Yeah.
I already finished that movie. It's not my fault.
Yeah, which is funny. I mean, because, yeah, I mean, like, at the same time, you got to hand it to Mark Wahlberg for just being a fucking boss and being like, yo, pay me. You know, like, I mean, isn't that the dream kind of for all of us, where you can just walk up to someone and be like, yo, fucking pay me? Like, I've never been able to say fucking pay me, by the way. And I want to, before I die, I want to be able to say that at least once and get a lot of money for it. Fucking pay me.
I've said that, but it's never been for a lot of money. It's been for like a couple $100 maybe.
Yeah,
pay me, bitch.
For a couple $100. I'm gonna say it for a lot of money. Just fucking pay me. Have you seen the movie Killing Them Softly?
No.
You guys want to watch Kill Him Softly? The best delivery of fucking pay me I've ever seen in my life. It's so good. It's so good. You have to watch that movie.
Yeah, I can't see Mark Wahlberg and not think of Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. So that's why when I'm like, oh, 1.5 million, fuck.
Well, Mark Wahlberg also, like, there's a huge story of a history of him.
Oh, how he got arrested for beating up
an Asian man, and
hate crime.
So yeah, basically what would be a hate crime in today's world. So maybe Mark Wahlberg is like, I'm getting all the money I can right now because I might be next. If they got Kevin Spacey for boy touching 30 years ago, I might be next. Give me my money.
I mean, they already know. I mean, that's already knowledge. He's tried to get that pardoned by governors and shit in the past too.
But it's not even about legality anymore. We're in a court of public opinion.
Yes, it's true. As far as work goes, you know, he can't be, you know, tried and arrested for that shit again. But yeah, the court of public opinion. I think everybody already knows about that, though. I don't think people care about that.
I don't think the studios it hasn't been championed yet, though, because everybody kind of knew about Kevin Spacey as well. But it wasn't until it was championed against him that he got taken down. People have all known about Bryan Singer, and Bryan Singer just quietly stepped away from the Bohemian Rhapsody Queen biopic, the Freddie Mercury biopic. So he got to quietly step away. It's really everything going on right now is strategically set up to destroy people. So it's if somebody wanted to target Mark Wahlberg, it could still happen.
It'd probably be for something else, though, because he did that shit when he was like a minor, I think.
Yeah, you would hope, right? But you never know these days.
Yep.
Yeah. No, he apparently is very apologetic about it. He actually doesn't like being spoken to about it. I mean, I can only imagine what that would do to you. Yeah. The guy grew up in fucking Boston, like during like the 80s, where it's like crazy, you know, it was absolutely nuts, you know.
And he effectively
and his older brother was a new kid on the block. Yeah. How the fuck can you deal with that?
Yeah, he effectively became a rapping underwear model. Like,
feel the vibration.
So crazy.
All right, so we'll play some videos now. I got here's a news story. Teacher attacked on Twitter for conservative views. So this is a Fox News.
It was supposed to be a fun classroom activity for some third graders in Kansas, but instead it turned into an attack on their teacher. C.J. Marple, who teaches math and science at Osage City Elementary School, tweeted out on Monday that he wanted to show his students how far and quickly information travels on the internet. So he asked people to retweet his comments where they were tweeting. Well, the tweet quickly went viral, but when a writer for Jimmy Kimmel Live saw that, she replied. She since deleted it, but she wrote this after seeing some of CJ's past conservative posts. She said, "Your unfortunately ignorant tweets about kneeling football players and your glib retweet of an anti-gun control pundit were read out here to a saddened room in Los Angeles. Best of luck from the other side of history." She then continued.
You know what? First mistake is using Twitter for a class project. That's, I mean, honestly, like, I mean, he's getting a lot of shit, but like, I mean, Twitter's just toxic. You know, he should have expected this kind of shit to happen.
But it's so crazy. Twitter, you know, as much as people like kind of say Twitter's dying and all that stuff, I mean, these mainstream media sources are all utilizing Twitter for like their talking points, man. Yeah. They really are. Twitter is not going anywhere. It definitely isn't going anywhere. It's never, it's just, they're like, you can laugh about Twitter as much as you want if there's people in the chat that are like, yeah, fuck Twitter, but it's just sticking around, for sure.
Please consider the power you have over young minds before taking stands against those who peacefully protest against systemic police brutality that you'll blessedly never experience. Your tweets.
How do you know?
I guess it's the systematic police brutality is what they're saying.
Okay.
But I do think that police brutality is systematic over everybody. It's worse in certain demographics, of course, but the police, they'll fuck you up as long as you look like you could take a fucking club to the head. They'll do it to anybody. I've had the fucking police pull guns on me multiple times, handcuff me, and fucking say they were afraid I was gonna run. I'm 500 pounds. I ain't running nowhere.
I've seen some pretty fat cops too, though.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I've seen some.
Go on.
No, go ahead.
I hate the feeling of like, you know, I was just driving yesterday and this cop was like, you know, like every time I'm driving with my friend will be like, cops, you know, and if he sees a cop, and so I'll be like, okay, and he'll always tell me that there's a cop around when I'm really not doing anything illegal, but suddenly you feel like you're doing something illegal, right? So we saw one cop pass them, whatever, no big deal. He was gone. He went through across the other way. But then I was at another place and he's coming off a highway, another cop, right? And the cop gets behind me, right? And I'm there at a traffic light. And then the light turns green. I start driving. And the cop doesn't really drive at my own pace. He just kind of like hangs really far back, but he's still following me and driving. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's like not a normal thing. Like it wasn't normal. And then like, you know, just like slowly creeping up to me at a stop. And I was just like, what the fuck is this, man? And it was like the ugliest feeling. Like that's something that cops, that's an effect that I feel like cops have. Like I've never had a problem with cops. You know, I've never had an issue. I mean, it's just been chill all the time. But like, man, yeah, they definitely make you feel like you fucked up all the time.
I'm definitely cautious around them, but yeah.
I've had a lot of interactions with police. Never been arrested, but I have had a lot of guns pointed at me, all types of situations that I could have been fucking shot in the back of my head if I would have slipped up. They straight up told me they will fucking shoot me. You know, it's like that shit. It sucks. So I understand why people don't like it, but it's not like it's only a fucking certain type of demographic problem. It's a everybody problem. More white people still get killed by cops every year than anybody else, just not per capita, you know, not per representation.
Spread, and your narrow ideology spreads too. Well, here now with his reaction is that teacher, CJ Marple. CJ, thank you so much for being with us. What was your reaction?
No, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. What was your reaction when you read Bess's original tweet?
Well, honestly, I was on a bus coming back from a junior high basketball game. And so this kind of blew up and I wasn't expecting it. And so when I first saw that, I didn't quite understand why anybody would do that. But then I kind of started realizing it was Twitter, and that was the whole
there you go.
thing that happens now on Twitter a lot is people attack other people. And so I kind of stood up for myself. I tried to do it as nice as I could. But that was really why I did it. And I wanted to respond to her, and I felt a little bit attacked, but that wasn't the purpose of the assignment. So I kind of just brushed it off my shoulder.
Yeah, a lot of people are asking what's wrong with being patriotic. You got a lot of support too.
It's a lot of leading too.
She looks like her dad would call me a fucking packy. I don't know. I feel
Probably.
like she's got the most racist dad ever. I just feel it. Like I was looking at her, I'm like, man, I would never. I don't think. I feel like if I went to her family dinner with her, like it would be fucked up. It would actually be fucked up. But that's also me profiling me. I'm just being an asshole.
But to be fair, you're probably right. Most dads of Fox News pundits would probably call you a packy. It's just it's Fox News, man. They don't hide it. This teacher here, Fox News is fucked. I don't care. I don't like it. But some of the fucking pundits on Fox News are hot as shit.
Well, for a while they were mostly only hiring blonde chicks. Now they've kind of switched it up. And by the way, some black guy says you're hot, Bunty.
Cute.
Saw him in the
black guy. Derek.
The teacher here, like, we're profiling this poor white woman that just has a high-paying job sitting on camera talking trash. This poor teacher over here, he's about to lose his job, and he looks like he's going to go find a new job on the 3rd season of Epic Mealtime. He looks like a fucking stoner weirdo. I don't know.
I don't know, man. He looks like an alt-righter to me.
He's just
pretty sure he's alt-right. Everyone tweeted this guy telling him he's alt-right.
He just happens to be sitting in front of an American flag like that. That's alt-right.
American flag. He's got a bit of a red. Reddish tie. You know, like he's wearing a white shirt.
And behind him, what's it say?
Alt-right.
What's it say? What's it say?
It
class
says,
rules.
Oh, damn.
He's putting rules towards the class of people.
Oh, that's fucked
There's
up,
class
man.
rules.
Wow.
Yeah, I did, and that's really cool to see. Being from Kansas, you don't really see all the. You're not in LA, you're not in New York City, not in DC, and so it's really hard to get to fathom how many people are out there. So to get support from all of the conservatives out there, that was really cool.
Yeah, this shouldn't even be, man. Between the Trump stories, they need to fill time, so this is news on Fox News.
Yeah, so you tweeted something, and then someone said something. So how does that make you feel? It's like, really?
I just want to show you guys the power of the internet. If you say something conservative on the internet, Fox News will quote you because they don't have a lot of other people to quote. So,
dude, you know they had the CES, or they're having the CES right now. I saw an invention that would change my life because I fucking hate folding laundry.
All right, so folding clothes. I don't mind doing laundry, but the folding part, it kills me. There's a machine out here at CES, going to be out the end of next year, called the Foldimate. They're not sure about the exact price right now, but maybe in the 900s. What's amazing about this thing is you come over with your clothes. So if they have, let's say this is my son's shirt, I come over, I clip it right in, done. Look how easy it is to watch. Takes the wrinkles out, it folds it perfectly. Watch this one. These annoy me. Have you ever tried to fold these things? They're soft, they never seem to fold perfectly. Come over here, you clip it in again.
I want it.
Done.
It's pure laziness. Like, I could fold it, but
is it cheaper than a girlfriend?
It's like no. I don't think. Well, it pays for itself after a while.
True. Let's see this.
It looks perfect when it comes. Look,
it's perfectly folded.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I got a boner. I got a fold boner.
You know what? Every clothing store is going to end up getting at least one of these, and teenagers that work there are going to be put out of a job. Folding clothes because they're going to have machines do this shit.
They'll probably have an automated one to put in a laundromat too. Like you put in like $4 and get it for like 2 minutes.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's really
the future's here. The AI is taking over. It's folding our fucking laundry.
I can't wait. Okay, I can't wait for like all of these like shit jobs to be taken over by robots, so that people stop doing shit jobs, and then they're a lot happier because the shit jobs are going to take care of like companies won't have to pay robots. You have to pay a fucking robot.
The AI does have to set up a universal income for all the humans that don't have jobs anymore, right?
Yeah, I don't think instead of being a universal income, it'll just be like you'll have like I guess a quota of like food that you can just get. You'll be able to pick for your food for the week, and it'll just hook you up with the food and shit like that. Or I really think that's what it's going to be like. It's going to be weird.
They're already like 3D printing houses now, right? Like
insane.
I don't know.
Yeah,
are they like pieces?
Well, I know. I think there's like a big giant thing that's set up on like an erector, and it goes back and forth and like prints out a basic model of like a small shed type thing is what they've been doing so far. So where could that go? Like
yeah.
Picture whatever you have right now and just multiply it, because I'm telling you that's exactly what the future is going to be. It's nuts.
So Bunty, I saw this in the chat a few times. What do you say to people who will say like automation like this will put people out of work? So like, what would that be better? Like overall, like would the economy have to change?
Yeah, well, the economy is. I definitely think the economy is going to change. I mean, look, if you look back, and this is a point I made on a podcast on one of my podcasts. I was talking about how back in the day, people had like certain skills that they would apply that were commonplace, right? So everyone kind of knew how to make a fire. Everyone kind of knew how to like chop wood, and like I'm using pretty poor examples, but like there were certain things that we did back in the 19th century that we no longer do, that's taken care of because of what we've kind of advanced to, right? Now, if you asked someone back then that was, and you said like, listen, oh, by the way, you're never going to have to chop wood again. You'll have gas heating. And they'll be like, what? No, that makes no sense. They'll say that makes no sense. Then what's going to happen to the people that chop wood? What's going to happen to this guy's shop, or whatever, or something like that. Once again, terrible example, but try to think of something better. I'm just trying to explain the best way I can here. But like pretty much what it comes down to is that I think that like we're going to always kind of find the next thing to do. Like we don't have to ride horses anymore. We drive cars. Like what happened to all the people that like made horses rideable?
Do you think the next great industry?
The next great industry? I don't know what it's going to be. I have no idea.
You think it's going to be blowjobs?
Well, people would have to do maintenance on this automation. That's I guess that's one thing.
Once it comes to the point where like robots and like androids are a thing, man, I don't even think that like I think that this humans won't even need to be sex workers anymore. And the only way I feel like the only way you would need you'd need a human sex worker is if that person is the fucking best at whatever they're doing. It's essentially going to open the market for people that are the best at whatever they're doing.
So once these androids are self-replicating, wouldn't they just replicate us out of existence eventually?
Well, I didn't mention anything about replicating. That's a possibility. Yeah. I think it is. I mean, if you think about how
it's probable.
They're growing kids. Aren't they growing kids in test tubes now? Is that a thing that's actually happening now? Is that something that's been happening?
Kids in test tubes?
I think test tube babies and shit like that. That's
yeah,
kind of thing.
Yeah.
There's some kind of experimentation going on that way.
Well, they still use the uterus, don't they? They move the embryos into a human uterus?
They fertilize the egg in a test tube, and then
It's not kids. It's animals. They've done an animal, actually.
They have cloned animals. They cloned a sheep in Scotland a long time ago.
Dolly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you think about if they perfect that, they may be able to put that technology in, I guess, an android, and then you'd have a fully, an android that's capable of reproduction, which would be so weird.
But even just an android, if we can build an android right off the bat, that android could then get the materials that we use to build it and build another android, right?
Yeah, they could be self-replicating.
Yeah.
They could.
So it wouldn't have to be a birth scenario. It would be a builder scenario still.
It's possible. Yeah, it's possible. But I don't think that's the other thing. I also don't think that we're going to unleash AI the way that, people think it's going to be unleashed. I think that
we hope
a group of intelligent people that are trying to make it safe, but I do think that the any kind of wars that are going to be fought now, if there are going to be wars, it's going to be through you're going to have people piloting like killbots using a mouse and a keyboard. I really feel it.
It'll be like Avatar.
Yeah,
it's very possible. It really is super possible that you're just going to have these one bot that's controlled by a human player. And then it's going to be assisted with a squad of bots that are linked to it via AI that kind of assist it. So it'll be an assisted AI.
That's a lot of what drone warfare is right now.
I wouldn't know, but I'm just I'm just thinking. I'm just thinking unfiltered thinking.
Yeah, we're definitely headed that way. I think the only reason we still have military and human form is because it perpetuates the industrial complex, and it puts humans into a scenario where they feel obligated towards the military because the military feeds these troops and keeps them going, and every once in a while they go into battle, but it's basically obsolete. It's just there's money there, and the patriotism is there. So it's an idea that we stick with out of tradition more than necessity. But I don't know. I'm not fucking General Norman Schwarzkopf.
Yeah.
I can't tell. General Norman. I can't tell you.
I just think that we should be actively looking towards making it so that everyone doesn't have to worry about food and income.
Yeah.
Because if you do that, people one of the counter arguments that people have is yo, fuck that. I don't want that because that means that people are just going to be lazy. Yeah, there's definitely going to be some people that are just going to do the bare minimum, and guess what? They're going to be forgotten. They're going to do the bare minimum, and it will not affect you because the people who want to really do more are going to go and do more. Think about what you would do if you never had to work for money. If you never had to work for money, what would you be doing right now? I think I can think of so many things I'd be doing right now.
Yeah.
So many things.
And even people who are at the bare minimum, you're saying, well, why should we pay to have these people be at the bare minimum? People aren't going to have that necessity for crime anymore because they're going to have all their basic needs met. The crime's going to drop. Crime will still exist, but it's going to drop. There's not going to be people that have to go out and fucking sell drugs to feed their kids type of thing, Your kids are going to be fed.
Crime overall, has been dropping. It's been spiking every now and then, but it drops. It's been on a downward trend because things are just becoming more survivability is higher now. It just is, dude, think about how fucked you'd be if you were poor back in the 17th century. How fucked up would you be? It'd be
but
disgusting.
Even back then, if you were rich, you wouldn't be doing all that well compared to today. So
yeah, no, that's it. It's just nuts. Now you can be kind of poor. You can go from paycheck to paycheck, and you're still surviving. You're still living.
people still ate off the land back then when they were poor. You know, there was a lot more skills that kept you alive.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
I think we're going to move on to the crazy people segment.
Oh my God, you got Roosh there. Oh God, that's great. That guy. So stupid.
Crazy,
great, man.
All right. Okay, here's a video that someone sent me, a sovereign citizen in court. I get a lot of these, the people that think they know all the loopholes to the law.
They're so funny.
This is a sovereign citizen getting tased in court. Or tasered, however you say it.
Stay here, please, because I'm going to stay. So, you want to start arresting people? No, this is our courtroom, and we have evidence that things are going bad. So, if you want to arrest me and drag me off, that's the only way I'm leaving. That will be the next. So, this is what I wrote to the Court of Appeals. Since this court violated every appeal rule ever to deny relief, more have been criminally implicated.
Mr. Haig, February 2nd is your time.
If this court didn't do right the first time, it sure can't now. Yet a growing number...
So he's got a speech prepared.
He wrote a speech, and I'll be God if he doesn't recite it.
Oh my God, man. This is not how you resolve conflicts.
We're pledged to hold accountable those responsible, no matter what. They claim they aren't doing this for Haig. They claim that until this sophisticated evil is ended,
14 years.
They may be next, and until this is ended, our Constitution, for which so many have died for and sworn to protect, isn't worth the paper it's printed upon.
Neither is this speech.
Yeah. What the fuck? I like how the one security guard's just like standing right next to him, like, oh man, you're so fucked.
All concerned agree the following action must be taken at all costs. Exhaust all state remedies as Department of Justice states they require before prosecution. Document all delays and is certain Department of Justice's requirement is being used in conjunction with court delays to start into submission those agreed. Ask everyone possible as yet to be scheduled oral argument in front of...
All right, let's get to the tasing.
You can see the cops circling around
how long
him.
is this video, bro? What the fuck?
Yeah.
This whole thing?
Yeah, I don't know how long. He got away with it. Oh, shit. Oh, hold on. Here it is.
Here comes.
And I'm putting my fucking foot down because somebody has...
I love old men tantrums.
They're good.
Because this guy, he's probably never even hit his wife, right? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. This is like the most outraged he's been since he was young.
Yeah, for sure. And he's like, you can tell, he's like slamming the ground. He puts his glasses back on, you know, and he's just like this. It's amazing. He's just a normal dude that just upset about something.
I'm hopping mad.
Well, you're gonna.
The gal said it's closed. There's no more hearings here.
All right.
No. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Taser.
Oh my God. Taser.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Her daughter's there.
Well,
that's so fucking tragic.
He shouldn't have brought her.
She's an adult.
Oh, that's so sad.
I mean, like, this is the worst place to act the fool. Sorry.
I'm gonna be honest.
If I saw someone do something to my dad, I'd probably go into a fucking violent rage. One of the only times I'd go in, like, my dad is an old dude, wouldn't fucking fuck anyone up. You just leave him alone, you know, like, fuck that, man.
He took that tase pretty well. I expected him to go down like a sack of bricks, but he was like fighting to the very end. So,
shit.
You've been
putting my fucking foot down.
I put my fucking foot down. I'm hopping mad.
Yeah. What tarnation?
What tarnation?
That was funny, but seeing the daughter cry, I was out at that point. I was done.
I'm gonna counter that, Bunty King. I think more daughters should see their father figure zapped in the fucking head for talking out of turn.
You know what was amazing, and it's something that like I always like. You know, this is like thought about how this would play out, you know, because when I was bullied in school, my parents would always have like try to have these meetings with like the other kids' parents, right? And the teacher would be like, oh, okay, like, you know, we'll see it work out. And then the parents would be like, yeah, we're going to make sure our kid doesn't do anything. And of course, nothing would ever come of it, right? And I was like, man, I wish my dad beat the shit out of the other dad in front of his son. You know, that would have been amazing. You know, because my dad used to throw some fucking serious haymakers sometimes. It was like nuts, man. You know, but I was just like, and then I saw what's the name of that show there, True Detective Season 2. And I think the first episode, he goes over to this guy's house whose kid is bullying his kid, and he beats the shit out of the dad right in front of the fucking kid. And like, how, like, that's like crazy. That's insane.
My dad effectively did that. I was in first grade and some sixth graders were like picking on me because I was so big. They thought I was older. They just thought I was like a dumbass sixth grader. But I was a first grader, and my dad went to the main kid's house. He's like, who's the main kid? Who's like the baddest kid? He went to that kid's house. He opens the door. He looks at the fucking dad. He's like, if your son's picking on my little fucking son here, he's a first grader. Your son's sixth grader. He keeps picking on my fucking son. I'm going to come back here. I'm going to kick your fucking ass. And he looks down at the kid and he goes, and I want you to know, accidents happen. Wow. So he said, so you go around and tell all your friends my son is off limits.
Damn.
And he was like, or accidents will happen.
Holy shit. That's like a mobster kind of thing.
My dad was savage.
Accidents will happen.
Yeah, that's a hardcore thing to do, because I feel like, you know, obviously like every kid, every like son looks up to their dad as like the ultimate protector, like the ultimate badass. You know, you always have those conversations with kids like, my dad could beat up your dad kind of biz, you know, like, and if your dad were to be beat up by another dad, then you look like a bitch too. So like, that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I had an alpha dad.
Sounds like it. The whole accidents happen thing.
He was savage.
That's now a hashtag that I'm seeing.
Hashtag accidents happen. Yeah, don't fuck with my dad.
Doesn't sound like anyone should. All right, so here's a video talking about the Logan Paul thing. It's called "Some People Take Suicide Way Too Seriously."
Oh no.
And we featured this guy on the show before.
Hey guys, so I just woke up, as you can tell, and you know, I like to do videos.
Why would you make a video like this? Why don't you like get dressed and sit up at least?
I do this all the time on Twitter.
You should be ashamed.
I do it all the time.
You should be ashamed. You sick fuck.
I can't shit on him.
But to be honest, though, why does his sleeping arrangement look terribly uncomfortable?
It looks like he's on a couch.
Yeah. The inspiration strikes. So I happen to be here right now. So I need to get it off my chest. All this, people take suicide way too fucking seriously. I'm really getting tired of it. You know,
I'm getting tired of it. I'm getting tired of people taking suicide seriously.
Yeah, they take it too seriously. Maybe a little bit of seriousness is warranted.
It's getting on his nerves.
Yeah,
I'm getting tired of this. You know,
you can come up with a lot of reasons to contemplate suicide. You can come up with a lot of reasons why life may not be worth living.
Okay.
Like sleeping on your mom's couch and doing Twitter videos about suicide on a fucking on a tiny little armchair pillow, you sick fuck. Using a towel as a blanket. Fuck out of here.
It's true. He's got like it's either one of those like really thin IKEA blankets or it's towel.
Yeah.
Or it's towel. Well, you know you're all kinds of fucked up if you need a fucking towel as a blanket.
As a blanket.
like that's your life.
You gotta wake up and it's a never-ending struggle. The world is a vicious place. People constantly competing against each other just to get ahead a little bit. We came from a vicious evolutionary history. We just, dog eat dog world. You know, we don't know why we're here. Life is a big mystery. What's the point of living? What's the point of being alive? What's the purpose of doing anything when in the end we're all just dust in the wind? There's a lot.
Really? You're going to throw a song reference in there?
Guys, I have so little struggle in my life that when I think of suicide, I think of dust in the wind and how we're all going to die anyways, so why not just die now, even though I don't want to die now because I'm perfectly happy mooching off my mom's fucking couch?
A lot of reasons that you can get caught up thinking about suicide.
But he hasn't mentioned depression. He hasn't mentioned all the chemical imbalances in a human's head that might cause them to live in a darkness.
You're taking it way too seriously.
Oh, my bad, guys. I forgot. It's all because we're dust in the wind.
So when I see somebody kill themselves, especially nowadays, sometimes it's
when you see someone kill themselves. What?
Yeah,
maybe.
Continue. Let's keep watching. I want to see what this guy's fucking leading up to. When I see somebody kill themselves, especially when I want to see what he has to say now.
This is a bit ridiculous nowadays. Nowadays, sometimes you hear stories about people who kill themselves in the most extravagant ways.
Extravagant?
Like this one story where a dude, he went up in a plane to do skydiving, and then right before he jumped out of the plane to do skydiving, he sent a text message to his wife who was waiting on the ground and said, "I'm not going to pull the parachute. I'm ending my life." And he jumps off the plane. Like, what are you thinking?
All right, is there any truth to this at all? Like,
even if there is,
that is kind of fucked up. That's a fucked up thing to do to someone.
I don't think it's that bad. If you're gonna kill yourself, do something amazing with it, right? Make your last moment skydiving without a parachute
on the ground. That's kind of fucking brutal, man.
Well, I mean, as long as the text ended with "heads up, watch out for a falling body," then he's looking out for her still, you know. He wasn't aiming for her. He wasn't like diving down looking for her red hat. Like, that's that bitch. I'm gonna fucking squish her. I'm gonna squish that bitch.
Ahead.
No, the whole thing about suicide is it's always fairly selfish. So like any variation of suicide, whether it's a text from a bungee jumping without a cord or skydiving without a parachute, it's always rooted in some sort of selfishness. You're thinking about yourself and not the family around you. Because if you did really think about them and you cared about them, you wouldn't put them through this unless it was the last ditch effort for you and your mental state.
Accidents happen.
Accidents happen, yeah. My dad sent a text to his wife, "Hey, I'm up here parachuting with your husband. Accidents happen."
There's more than enough reasons why you can ask yourself, what is the point of continuing to live life in this little flesh puppet body, going through the motions? So when someone kills themselves, I honestly think that we, the living, when someone kills themselves, I honestly think that we, the living, should throw a party and dance around the dead person's corpse.
Edgy.
Yeah.
Look at Edgy Reggie over here.
Yo, this guy, whatever. This guy, continue. Is there more to this? Did you see more?
But this is...
Yeah, it's not even a quarter of the way through yet. He goes on.
I want to see what happens to this guy. Like, I want to see what he goes to. Like, what length he's going to.
We, the living, have to mourn so that their relatives can feel some remorse for what happened. Like, we're not going to do a fucking hat dance around the dead body when they got possibly kids, sisters, parents, wives that are fucking just devastated that one of the people that they cared about most in this world took themselves out of the situation. And people in that situation where a husband kills themselves, they kill themselves internally thinking what more could they have done to save them, you know? So this hat dance idea this guy's putting out is bullshit. And he's fucking, that's how disconnected he is from humanity, that he wouldn't see that.
I'll put it halfway through. Let's see where he goes.
Maybe to prevent suicides, we should dance around the corpse of somebody who kills themselves.
That's what he was leading up to. That's like 2 minutes later, he's still talking about that? To prevent suicide?
I think he's just saying the same shit over and over again.
Sorry, Peckerwood.
What else he says?
Suicides, we should spread joy in the face of a suicide. We should be happy. We should throw a party. You know? You know, with this whole Logan Paul nonsense, There's so many fake outraged people coming out doing their little.
Well, that is true. He is right there.
That's true.
A lot of fucking virtue signalers. A lot of guys who are like, whatever. Like, I'm not. I remember I didn't make a video. I was just like, yeah, whatever. Who gives a shit? He did something fucking dumb. Yeah, he apologized. It was shitty, obviously, but fuck, man. So many people that are like, this is terrible. I would never do this. Oh my goodness. You know, it's all people like trying to be like that super moral dude. Everyone's trying to be like this amazing, this beacon of morality, and it's so dumb.
The one thing that I can defend Logan Paul for in this situation is that he didn't change who he was in that moment. It was just Logan Paul vlog that happened to have a dead body in it, right?
Yeah, that's true. He definitely stuck to his brand. His brand was like untouched. He like stayed. He was like, yo, this is you know what it was? I feel like he had a moment where he was like, this is really fucked up in his head. He was thinking, he was like, holy shit, this is really crazy. But he was like, wait a minute, Mavericks. I have to be a maverick right now. Yeah. And then his brain kicked in and he got into full maverick mode while recording that dead body. Sick.
Yeah. That's how he dealt with the conditions of seeing a dead body for the first time.
Bad Logan Paul did. He laughed next to a dead body. And you know what? Let me ask you a question. What's more despicable? Logan Paul uploading his genuine reaction to a dead body, or the fake outraged people who are uploading videos?
I mean, it's not, you're not able to decide what is real and fake unless it's totally obvious.
Maybe he's wearing a toga. Maybe he's wearing a toga. You think he's wearing a toga?
He's definitely not wearing a toga. That's his fat blanket. And you can see in the corner here, he's got his damn laptop open because he passed out on his mama's couch jerking off to fucking transgender pornography. Which is the only good thing he's done in this video.
Did he do that in the video? Did we skip over that?
I assume we skipped over it in the 2 minutes. He had a trans fap sesh.
Trans fap. What the fuck?
All right, let's get to the end and see what he has to say at the end of this argument.
So it's 10 minutes long. I'm 8 minutes in.
Yeah, suicide. Yeah. Maybe if we weren't so fucking sensitive about suicide and it wasn't such a taboo that we're afraid to even look at, maybe people wouldn't have to go out into the woods and hang themselves with a fucking rope all by themselves. Maybe they'd be able to do it in a more dignified way. Maybe they'd be able to do it in a more dignified way. Maybe family and friends, instead of saying, how dare you commit suicide, you're going to go to hell, and all these, you know, justifications and little things we come up with to dissuade suicide. Maybe the person could end their life with loved ones by their side. Maybe they can do it in a more dignified way. But no, all you fake outrage people, don't show suicide, don't look at suicide, can't do suicide. Fake outrage, which my opinion only pushes suicide further into the catacombs of the minds of a handful of depressed people who have the time.
This fucking guy. Man.
Small minds, big ideas.
The catacombs of the minds of depressed people. Get the hell out of here, bro. Come
and he decides what the dignified way to kill yourself is.
Get him out of here.
Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah.
I almost use this one for troll or not a troll, but I don't think he's a troll. Let's see.
Oh,
hello, people. I was living in an abandoned house for some time. I developed health problems. I prayed to God for some time and was not healed.
Fuck. I want my money back, Jesus.
I prayed, wasn't healed.
I went to many hospitals, many mental wards, and amongst other things, I turned to Satan.
He's so straight up, like it's a confessional. Like he's like telling random strangers, like, by the way, just letting you guys know, giving you a status update on my life here.
I turned to Satan.
And it's great. Satan is the way. He cured my fucking chicken pox. My dick got 3 inches longer. Satan is the truth, guys.
Satan, I burned my Bible. I started to partake in the arcane arts. I was
get the arcane arts with the other guy's catacombs. These guys start their own fucking cult.
Fireball, fireball, lightning bolt, lightning bolt.
a high priest. I studied Druidism.
Druidism?
Wiccan.
It's so stupid. Druidism.
He studied Druidism. Yeah.
Got a blowjob from a Druish girl.
It's a Spaceballs reference.
Yeah.
Anything that had to do with sorcery or otherworldly abilities or powers. Even shamanism, anything.
Wow. Wow, you were stretching it with the Satanism, but then you went to shamanism. You're fucking
Just a bunch of isms right now. He's going on ism fest. Let's go.
Yes, everybody watching it is true. God couldn't heal me, so I started playing Magic the Gathering cards.
I started to learn, and I started to draw circles in the middle of my floors.
What?
So me and my friends could jerk in them.
I started to draw circles.
Like from the Lesser Keys of Solomon and things like that. And
he's summoning a demon.
Summon spirits, entities, angels, even control demons.
He's right about this. If you summon a demon, it will make your life better in many ways, but you're paying a blood price.
If you have a demon,
you can summon it.
It makes your life better.
Yeah, you can summon a demon.
Okay. We should do that later.
I don't know. I haven't done it yet. I haven't done it yet.
Summoned a demon before?
I've had people summon them for me, so I don't think that necessarily works. Okay. But have you summoned a demon, Bunty?
No, never. I've never done that before. I don't think I'm going to get around to it. But you know what? For the longest time, I was so afraid of Ouija boards. Like, horrified of Ouija boards. Like, oh man, I was like, yo, this is fucked. Like, don't ever bring that around me. And then my friend bought a Ouija board, and we opened it up and we looked at it, and I was like, what is this plastic piece of shit?
Yeah, and it fucking says Milton Bradley on it, too.
Yeah. And then I was like, why was I ever scared of this? Like, it's amazing the power of movies and the power of, like, culture that just, like, fucking makes you feel like this thing has, like, demons connected to it. And
there's this girl I met online sometime back. She's like a stripper model type girl, and she has the Ouija board tattooed on her stomach. Like where Tupac had Thug Life tattooed, she got the Ouija board. I think it's like the hottest thing in the world. I don't know why. I
tattooed on her stomach?
Yeah, the whole like Ouija board layout tattooed on her stomach. I'm like, this girl, like she could easily cast a spell on me. It's just the most amazing thing in the world. I don't know why. It's just like I never fuck with a Ouija board growing up either. The Ouija board?
Yeah, on her stomach. Is it like normal size? Like
it just takes up her stomach, right? It's the lettering from the Ouija board.
That's so weird.
Across. I wonder if I could find a pic, and then I'll probably have to take a break, though. I have to take a bathroom break. It's so hot. I can't help it.
He's going to have to take a fat break.
Yeah, it's so hot to me. But that's...
Yeah, I want to see what this guy... I want to see what this fucking guy is going to do next time.
And I thought that I could get in contact with God by using...
That's the demon in him trying to get out.
By being a sorcerer.
A sorcerer.
Sorcery is very real.
He's not lying.
But it is not what you think.
True.
It is the power of Satan. It is the power of demons.
Oh.
That is why it is an abomination to God. I was performing magic.
Did it work?
Every day. Made my own wand.
Made my own wand? Used it.
Made my own wand. Does he show it, please? I wish he fucking
showed it. I hope it looks like a Harry Potter wand.
Had to hide it from the muggles. If it was like
actually a legit wand, it'd be like, whoa, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Trinkets, amulets.
Of course.
All sorts of things. Pentagrams.
Okay.
And, I was possessed, man. I was possessed. One day I was filled with such rage, such anger for God, and I was no longer in control. I took the Bible, I burned it.
Yeah, you already said that.
Put it in a trash bag.
Okay.
I even wrote on a piece of paper and sent it to hell by burning.
That's easy. I could write a letter to like someone in hell, like if fucking Tupac's there. Apparently. I could just write a letter to Tupac and burn it, and he'll get it.
Well, he said he was doing magic daily too, so like the magic was working. You know, I don't know why. It sounds like a good deal between him and Satan.
But that's the whole thing. You have a deal with Satan, things get better, but then there's a blood price you must pay, and if you don't pay it, it will all be taken away.
I was pretty much as lost as they can get. But then it hit me one night. Jesus, I called out to him out of nowhere because I knew something was wrong. I called out to Jesus, and he answered. I fell to my knees and I was crying. And I had such a fire burning in me, and I felt love, I felt forgiveness, compassion, understanding. You see, that is why the Lord can forgive people, because he understands it all.
Okay, so he worshiped Satan, he burned Bibles, he did magic every day. Yeah. He had a wand, and then he turned to Jesus.
Yeah, because he got bored of making a fucking wand and the wand not starting any fires or anything.
Yeah. So he left out the part that the magic didn't work.
Yeah.
I was possessed.
I don't know. I wouldn't fuck with this guy, man. I don't know. Maybe he's watching right now.
I tell him accidents happen.
Has that ever happened where you're watching some crazy dude and it ends up being a drunken peasant viewer?
I think that happened.
Yeah, I think it has. Yeah. I think it has happened before.
That's how JF got on Drunken Peasants. You probably weren't talking about him, but he was a fan, right?
Oh yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah. JF was a fan. And, he wrote to me, and he had some qualifications as a scientist. So I was like, yeah, we'll have this guy on. So that was basically it. Let's see. Alex Jones talks about bad boys, peyote, and false churches.
Wait, can we just go to the end real quick? Just with this thing? I want to see what he says at the end.
Like, Bunty needs to know.
I want to know how it ends. If this guy and I shit myself.
Thank you, Lord Jesus. Thank you,
God. All right, we're good.
Thank you for setting me free, God.
Yeah, he thanks Jesus for setting him free.
Well, I'm glad he's okay.
I don't think we'll be able to get through this whole Alex Jones video, but he talks about bad boys, peyote, and false churches.
Oh, wow.
Now, peyote, fun times.
We are fighting good and evil. And at the end of the day, the globalists are evil. Hollywood is evil. North Korea is evil. Their people aren't evil, but the people running it are evil. And you see what communism and globalism creates: abject poverty and slavery, people at each other's throats, because that...
Is North Korea globalist? Because he's kind of like lumping those two things together. I don't believe North Korea has globalism in mind. I don't know.
I honestly don't know what to believe.
I love Alex Jones only because he's so fearless. He's a fearless dude. This guy doesn't give a fuck about what any of us think. About it. If you told him right now you're wrong, yo, Alex, you're wrong, he'd just probably be like, fuck you. Straight up. Probably say fuck you and then continue doing his show.
Because I don't think he even believes in half the shit he says. He's a pro wrestler that doesn't want to get punched in the face.
Yeah, it's true. He is pretty...
It's what scum wants. And scum never takes responsibility for what they've done or the wrong they've done. They only attack. And their failures, they always blame on you when they're the ones that are the authors of everything they've engaged in themselves.
You know what? He's gotten more and more crazy, too, because I've seen his old public access shows, and a lot of it's just, kind of weird conspiracy theories. But then now he's just full on nutcase, throwing stuff out there to see what people will believe.
I also love that he has all these papers in front of him, but there's nothing on them. It's probably cat pictures or something like that.
It looks like cat pictures. Look at the pictures.
Cat pictures. All those chilling there. It looks like he's reading stuff. He's got
all those papers have pictures on them. You can see that they all have pictures.
Yeah, they're all just photos.
Holy shit.
All right, so he's going to start up his show. Let's skip those little... All right.
But that doesn't mean I'm a Pharisee. Doesn't mean I'm a glitterbug preacher up there telling you how good I am. I'm wicked. I've got just as evil a brain as the worst of those people out there, but they're missing a connection to God, and that's the difference. But God tends to use...
Yeah, because not only does he say that there's a weird globalist agenda, you know, wanting to take over the world and all this shit, but there's also a satanic root to it. That's something he's talked about for a long time. Like the Bohemian Grove, and they're all actually Satanists, the people who run the world.
He literally just told us he's a sick, depraved piece of shit, but because he believes in God, it's acceptable.
It's okay.
That's literally what he just said.
I know.
What the fuck?
Bad boys throughout history to really take down the evil, and I am a blessed vessel, and I'm not a hypocrite. I don't lie to you about who I am and what I stand for. And when I say I'm evil, I'm not out committing evil deeds, but I have a wicked heart, and I'm a vengeful person, and vengeance is God's.
So why didn't you do shit to that guy who threw a cup of water on you in Seattle? Could it
that
be
was
because
staged. That was so
I know
staged, man.
that guy's a wrestler.
That guy's a friend of mine.
Yeah.
He's an actual friend of mine. When I saw that, because I've known him through wrestling, I've known him through I've done shows with him. He's a musician out here. Like when I saw that, I was like, this is the most WWE thing I've ever seen.
He was wearing a WWE shirt when he did it.
It was so funny. I remember like the way he like approached Alex and launched the water on him or something like that, and just like hissed at him almost. It was so funny. It was hilarious.
He said on Facebook that it wasn't a work, right? He said it's not a work, but that's what a worker would say.
Exactly.
So it's like
it's totally a work, man. It's a work. For sure.
Yeah.
But the churches need to warn people about corrupt governments and evil systems. And they don't do that because most of them aren't churches. And I'm not judging your church if they're a 501c3. People are born into this since the 50s. But you become a charity of the government when Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or the right of the people to peacefully assemble the press or redress of grievances and all that.
So now he's just like reading the Bill of Rights to us.
But the first thing in the First Amendment is government has no jurisdiction over churches. That's how the Hopi Indians can get out, sit out in the middle of the desert and take peyote, because that's in their religion. Supreme Court rightfully said they've been doing it for 10,000 years. It's their religion. And their priest can't administer it. And in major medical studies, it's been shown to be one of the best things for depression. You name it. Not that I know anything about that.
I've never done no peyote. I won't say that on camera.
Shit about that.
Swear to God, I used to do peyote and jerk off into a fucking Satan's mouth himself. But I believe in God now, so it's okay.
I love him. How can you not love him? He's such a caricature.
Did he just kind of like suggest that he's done peyote? I mean, like, okay.
So funny, man. What a fucking
I'm just sitting there telling you what the medical reports say, and that's a side issue. As we go off into pharmakia, the reason I mention that is we are fighting good and evil. And at the end of the day, the globalists are evil. Hollywood is evil. North Korea is evil. Their people aren't evil, but the people running it are evil. And you see what communism and globalism creates, abject poverty.
Communism and globalism? I mean, aren't those like opposites?
No, they're not opposites.
I mean, hold on. No, yeah, you're right. Like, but there are like global like capitalistic economies, right? Like,
yeah. But that's not the idea of globalism that they have in mind is like pretty much a one government type thing where everything's taken care of. Honestly, I just think that it's the direction that we're just naturally going into because we've been exposed to communicating with everyone now. And you know what's really interesting on the topic of communication? JF mentioned something very interesting in our interview. He said, "Listen," he said, "we've developed communication, like verbal communication, so that we could stop hitting each other." You know, like if you think about that, right? Like if you think about how we kind of like, it makes sense, kind of. I mean, I don't really know the exact course it took, but it, like saying stop instead of actually punching someone is a lot better, right? Especially if the other person understands and he stops, right?
Sure.
So there's this whole argument about like that's been coming up now where, should we be letting the alt-right talk or should we be letting like these fucking people say the crazy racist things or talk about their ethno-state and stuff like that, because it could get into the minds of the young and they could turn into fascists and stuff like that. But like, I mean, isn't the communication aspect of it supposed to be there? Like if everyone can kind of determine freedom of speech is what is really something that should be universal. Like everyone should have the right to open their mouths and express their opinions.
So since you live in Canada, you would have some insight in this. Is anything JF says illegal to say in Canada?
Not really. I mean, at the end of the day, it would be kind of I would say finicky if he was like going for some kind of position in the government, you know, because if he did go for the position in the government, that shit is going to come up. All the stuff that he said is going to come up. I mean, all the stuff that I said is going to come up. I don't ever want to be in the government. Fuck that. Fuck that noise. I don't ever want to be a leader. Nothing. I want to work in the media. I want to do marketing. That's pretty much what I want to do.
I do know in Canada they do have like hate speech laws though, so there can't be like a white nationalist rally or something like that, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, at the same time, it's no, I don't think that's. I think that they can be turned down. But the thing is, though, is that in Quebec we have this group called La Mouette or something like that, La Mouette, and I pronounce it. I probably butchered the pronunciation. La Meurthe, it's La Meurthe, yeah, and they were protesting. They're able to rally together. So I really don't know. It really depends. Like you can't have like full blown neo-Nazis rolling around with swastikas and stuff like that. I think that if that happens, that's like kind of something that people will crack down on because nobody likes that shit. Nobody wants that shit in their neighborhood.
Yeah,
a lot of people would be like, "Yo, if someone was being really aggressive, like we don't like a hub. We don't like some crazy like hubbub. We don't want that. We just want to chill." Like so, if someone comes in and they start bringing these crazy ideas that end up like getting us to go at each other's throats, we're not going to be happy about that. I think that for the most part.
Yeah, in the city I grew up in, there was a full-on white supremacist rally, and a riot ended up happening, and buildings got burned down, and all kinds of crazy shit happened.
I read an article where they were talking about like a more subversive alt-right movement, where they're meeting up in private and they're telling people, you know, how to actually manipulate the social justice warriors into attacking them to garner sympathy. Like they want this to happen. They want you to punch a Nazi. It's gross to me to think that people are falling into this because, like you said, we should be able to talk about it, but the left, the alternate side, is no longer up for discussion, and it's leading directly to violence, and that scares me.
I'm telling you right now, like I have reached out to a bunch of left-leaning people, I'm going to be doing a stream with some of my Jewish friends on Twitter. Well, one of my Jewish friends, she's bringing her friends along, and we're probably going to talk about like Holocaust.
He only has room for one Jewish friend.
Yeah,
you notice that?
But here's the thing, right? So
he's their soul packy. So
I have been reaching out. I have been reaching out to people from the left, and there's some bigger profiles I've been reaching out that are very vocal about the stuff going on YouTube. You know, and they haven't responded. I want to interview them. I'm willing to platform their ideas, but for some reason they don't want to fucking talk to me. And like, that's really strange. Here are these people who are so against, you know, platforming the alt-right, but for some reason when I approach them to platform them on the same platform that the alt-right supposedly want to grab, why aren't they coming in and saying, you know, like, why aren't they like, you know, participating in it? That's crazy. I don't know. It's weird.
They don't want to know their enemy anymore. You know, they just want to attack them, and that's
everybody needs to read The Art of War.
Yeah, Sun Tzu and
slavery, people at each other's throats, because that's what scum wants. And scum never takes responsibility for what they've done or the wrong they've done. They only attack, and their failures they always blame on you.
He's always speaking of they, but he never like is specific about who they are.
He always blames everybody else too. Like he everything he's saying these other people do, he does the same. He never admits when he fails. He
attack.
Yeah, attack. You sick fuck.
It's so funny.
When they're the ones that are the authors of everything they've engaged in themselves. Communism never failed. It was that you didn't go along with it right. When you get down to brass tacks, globalism.
Hold on. If you go back a second, when you like actually like look, you go back.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Let's go back a little bit, just a little bit, like. Okay, when he pauses.
When you get down to brass tacks, globalism.
He said that when communism didn't fail, it's just you didn't go along with it right. He like pauses and he looks down and he's like, "Did I say that right?" You didn't. Look at it. Go back.
It's designed to fail.
Look at his face.
running it are evil. And you see what communism and globalism creates: abject poverty and slavery, people at each other's throats, because that's what scum wants. And scum never takes responsibility for what they've done or the wrong they've done. They only attack, attack, attack. And their failures, they always blame on you, when they're the ones that are the authors of everything they've engaged in themselves. Communism never failed. It was that you didn't go along with it right.
Right there.
No, hold on. No, just wait.
I saw the look in his eyes where he was like, wait a minute.
Wait a second. It's so good.
Did I say that right?
Good. I love him so much. He's so amazing. What a great guy.
When you get down to brass tacks, globalism is designed to fail. Before I get to this powerful Owen Schroyer report, I'm the guy that comes up with the specials and the products and a lot of stuff around here. We have a great team.
The bone broth.
And they try to meet with me and say, hey, you're ending all these specials. We're selling out of all these products.
Okay.
You got to stop the free shipping. And you got to stop.
See how it turned into a rant about the globalists, but now it's an infomercial.
Gotta shop the free shipping.
It should be changed to infomercial wars.
Infomercial wars?
He's amazing, man. He's so fucking funny. He's so funny. It's amazing.
They're telling me you gotta stop the free shipping, but I swear on everything, if you buy today, the shipping's free, and that's America.
They say,
so
Alex, you're insane.
Sales, because we just sold out of all these items. And we're not getting more for months. And I said, I know, but I never got around to new sales. That's why we have free shipping still today, but on Rainforce and on...
There we go. Look at the younger picture of Alex Jones, too.
I know, yeah. It's so good. This is amazing.
Yeah, he did this before and after picture after taking these supplements, and he looked exactly the fucking same. The lighting was just different.
A bunch of other best-selling products, they're no longer at 50% off because they're about to sell out. Okay? But literally, some of the specials...
I like how smooth he just went into this, too.
Yeah.
Like it's still part of the report.
Yeah, I still think he's talking about North Korea.
Such a good showman. He's such a good showman.
Man, people complain about our shilling. I'm just going to start working at DP On Demand.
Ben, what about that bone broth?
Yeah.
Still there because I just have been working on news and information and things. And so that's not the crew's fault. That's my fault.
Information and things. I've been working on news and information and things. What
you know. Amazing. Yeah. Thank you, Alex Jones.
So,
you fucking psycho.
So good. So good.
Let's see. So we're going to go to the post show after this. We've got a little bit more time, about 10 minutes. Can't have an episode without one of our favorite segments.
Let's go find this hater, put a bullet in his fucking head.
Oh, you like me now? I'm the only critter with the good kind of furry drama. That's because Jesus Christ is my nigga.
Yep. So people send me cringy ass rap videos from around the internet, and we play them for Billy. I have a lot of them here, but we'll probably only play a few. Here's
Are you waiting for? Are you bracing for it, huh, Billy?
Yeah.
I hate cringe rap.
Here's a freestyle, man.
Yo, did you see the Keemstar? You see the Keemstar was on fucking Jimmy Fallon last night?
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon. Yeah, Jimmy Fallon said the worst songs of 2018. Don't listen songs. Keemstar was like the end punchline of the segment. Then the Roots played his "Dollar in the Woods" song.
Are you serious?
Yeah, the Roots covered Keemstar.
That's fucking hilarious.
That was amazing,
so
man.
funny, man.
I don't cringe at Keemstar because he's in on the joke.
Well, he was also on Battle Cam.
Keemstar's the #1 heel on YouTube. #1.
Yeah,
heel.
I like that.
Yeah,
I always rooted
He's
for the
such a
heels.
heel. It's incredible.
Yeah.
All right, so here's some guy freestyling next to his plant.
Fuck. He needs to blow his nose.
I think it's shit.
He looks really high.
I think it's shit.
Never gonna
He
buy
says
me.
he's sorry.
I come at you on the top. You see, you will never make me fall. I take the shit like a free for all. I will never go at you. I'll bunk and blast you.
Why is he trying to be quiet so his mom
I
doesn't
don't want to
hear
wake
him?
up my mom in the next room. Gotta hide behind the fern while I burn into the rap. Don't wake up my dad. My dad gets mad when I wake him up. He smack my butt. What the fuck? Fuck you. Fuck you.
When I play, I end your day. Ruin you. Bring it down.
Bring it down.
I'm the motherfucking king in the game, so give me the crown. I don't want to.
He has these big pauses. Do you hear him?
Yeah. Anybody at home who wants to be a rapper?
He's like listening. He's also listening to see if anyone's gonna walk in. Like if someone's gonna turn the door.
I hope I don't get grounded, dude.
Never rap under your voice. Character is very important, and there's just no character that's under your voice and quiet and whisper.
I don't want to get grounded, man.
I don't want to wake up my dad. Yeah. Just go all out if you're a rapper. Rapping by your mom's fern.
Yeah, what the fuck is it? It's like he's in the corner trying to be really quiet.
I am capable of doing. Just try to be influencing you.
Oh my god. Influencing.
Stop.
Leave me alone.
What you mean? Go.
No.
Don't stop.
No.
With your home, cause you are my nigga wife. Your words are quite indecisive. You will fucking slice it. Your liver open, cause you think you're an idiot. You must.
His choppy flow is so fucking weird. What a weirdo. Whispering behind his mom's fucking houseplant. Rapping about, slice your liver. I'm gonna cut you. That's why I'm whispering, because you're sleeping in the other room. I'm gonna sneak in with a knife and cut you.
He's like ASMR psychopathic records. Like
ASMR AP?
Yeah.
I'm treated like a thought, cause I never want to play. Shit's motherfucking gay.
Fuck you. Fuck you. I never want to play. Shit's motherfucking gay. Fuck you. This
blast you away to Mars, Venus, and stuff.
Well, now this flow is officially out of this world.
I have a large part. My name's Emite. I'm white. Coming to shit. I don't write. I'm freestyling. Looking at the camera and I fucking sing. Give me a ring. I'm waiting the bling. I just made fun of you.
Put this boy to sleep.
All right.
God, what the fuck, bro?
Here's another one.
Oh no.
This is great. What man?
It's the cringe rap segment.
It's so good.
Oh man.
This is production value.
Yeah, I know. This production value is promising.
It's tragic.
Hey, I'm so cold. I said so cold. Who I know, they know. I'm so cold. Yeah, they know I'm cold. They know I'm cold.
Get a blanket.
Icy, my veins, they froze. I could sell a glass of water to a drowning man. I'm geeked up, been up a lot. I swear to God, I never rest. I'm still right with that cash flow. I'm never low on rubber bands.
I think this kid coded a website for me once.
Yeah.
He looks like a little fucking digital gangster website coder.
He's got this oversized.
He's rap star Leafy is here.
The green color, then bring life to the notepad like it's leaf toast. I'm cold, but they know it. L-Town forgot about me.
I love his little hop.
It's Jay Scott with strings tugged. I attraction enormous. I stay real with real ones, so you really wouldn't want a warrant. I know bitches down the fuck. Drink so dirty at a cup. Body swaying, standing up. Stripper.
He's not as bad after watching The Last Guy.
He's just cringy. Like you can tell. He's trying to be hard. You know, like yeah.
I always wish people who do videos like this had like a group shot in their video, because you can really tell how on the level this person is by their group shots.
Yeah,
like if they got some really fucking gully people with them and they're fucking dancing and getting into the group shot, then you're like, okay, maybe this guy is like he's street credible.
He's the only person in this video that looks like he lives in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Or he's got like his awkward fat girlfriend and her autistic brother randomly dancing in the corner. That's how you can really tell. That's the litmus test for whether or not a rapper is fucking like you just don't get it. Like,
here's one more.
Oh God,
one more. This guy's called Jack the Rapper. You get it? You get it? Get it?
Oh fuck.
So like, yeah, anything looks good compared to the first one.
Yeah,
that's what I'm noticing.
Yeah.
At least there's video production here.
Was he from Sweden? Holland?
I don't know where this is. Definitely looks like Europe, though.
I have no way of knowing how I spent those hours before.
All right, let's get to the song. Wow, what a long intro.
Fuck.
This one's for me as a team.
Fuck.
This is what I wanted to hear when you extract those dreams. Listen, Jack, you're gonna be the shit if you stick to it.
Yo, honestly, the best part about this, okay, this whole segment is seeing Billy's reaction and Billy go, fuck, fuck, like getting hit in the face. Like, I feel like, Billy, this is actual pain for you. You're seeing you go, this is pain.
I've already been through it. The downest, the brownest, the haters, you're the proudest and loudest. Rap round here wouldn't be shit without this. There ain't another in the world that can do it like me. Search worldwide, but it ain't likely. Take pictures of two.
Oh, you gave him some credit there. Like,
I can't hate on him because he's like from a different country too. So I'm thinking English isn't his first language. So any awkwardness I have to kind of give him a pass for. But why has he got the curly hair and bandana? Why is he calling me out? Why do I think people look at my videos and think the way I'm thinking about this guy right now?
I think some people are suggesting that he might be from the UK. So, yeah, people.
Okay, but here's the thing though, like this guy, if he if he had less of a baby face, I'm pretty sure that this video would be a lot more bearable. He really
does look like a
baby
kid.
face, and he's got his like his that T-shirt with like
But Billy has a baby
I got
face.
baby face too. That's why I'm like I see this guy and I feel like I'm looking into a mirror at myself, like a distorted funhouse mirror, and I'm like, fuck, am I this fucking weird? Am I this lame guy?
Yeah.
I've seen people.
You got a voice and like you got you're girthy. You're pretty girthy.
Thank you.
I've seen people kind of like look at Billy and question which gender to assign him.
Yeah, I get that
sometimes.
I get that from actual transgender people. They come up to me like in public at clubs or on the bus, and they tell me their story, expecting me to like reciprocate. Like, oh yeah, this is how I transition. I'm like, I'm not transitioning. My hair grows like this.
So terrible. What a terrible thing for them to do. Honestly.
Transgenders assume my gender. It's fucked up.
It's really fucked up. They should be thrown to jail.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm sending you to jail, trans.
He can't even lip sync it fast enough.
Yeah. This kid should be in a fucking Life cereal commercial, not a rap video. Other than that,
He likes it.
But Mike, he likes it. He likes white cringe rap. I can't talk too much shit on him, but I think that first one really set the bar so low.
Right. That was really good. Do you know that they were going to be that bad in that order, or you just
no? You know what? Yeah, I should have played that one last.
That one last doing great.
I think leading off with
it was good. It really, yeah.
It saved these two boys from a massacre, I think.
So which is the better between the middle one and this one, would you say?
I'd say this guy was better than the middle one. I think it gradually improved, but not by much.
Does he have a shot with his crew, or is he solo? It looks like he just set up a tripod and filmed this himself.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
He honestly looks like some guy that would talk a lot of shit on Twitter.
Oh fuck! I just noticed his cross tattoo.
Would he have an anime character as his profile picture?
No, man, fuck those accounts, bro. They always come in and say some rude shit.
Those are the worst ones.
Shit. They're like some fucking anime character, some fucking weeaboo has something to say about my life. Fuck off.
Fuck you.
Fuck you, anime character. Exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We're calling you out, anime icon avatar bitches. Yeah, this guy looks like he could be my little brother. I feel bad for him and myself.
Watch him be older than you. Watch him be like 37 or something like that.
He's just somebody's dad. I like how he has one fucking tattoo, and it's a religious tattoo, so you know that like that was the only one he thought his parents would accept him for. You know, I don't trust people with one tattoo, especially if it's a religious tattoo.
Yeah, one. And you know, if you ever had to like raise his hand or something, it would be upside down.
Oh shit!
Think about it that way.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I knew a guy who got Jesus like crucified on his fucking arm. Yeah. I was like, dude, that's so terrible.
I might get it on my arm, like Pete and Pete style.
Oh my god!
So when I move my arm, it dances.
Dancing crucified Jesus.
That would be pretty savage. I like that idea.
Yeah. So fuck, dude. that is one of my favorite segments, though.
It is a good segment. It really is. It's awesome. It's
fucking
awesome.
hate it.
Billy the
fucking
Fridge
hate it.
Makes it amazing. He makes it amazing.
I fucking hate it.
It's so good. I love it. I love it. I love that. I didn't know that you really that was like your fucking kryptonite. You know, the cringe rap is Billy's kryptonite.
Yeah,
I've seen so much terrible cringe rap in my life, and the worst thing is it's never gonna stop. People's moms rap, people's sons rap.
But remember the mom in the minivan with all of her kids?
Yeah.
And she was rapping, and you actually liked that. And you had a crush, too.
I would have banged. I would have smashed. But I gave her a pass more so because, like, she was also doing a parody of, like, was it a fancy or so? She did a parody of some rap song. And so I like, she's just trying to be cutesy about it. She's not taking it too serious.
That was different, I think. There was another one where it was all original, and you were like, wow.
Okay.
Because she went, like, double time at one part.
Wait, no, it was mommy move. She was doing Cardi B bloody moves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I give passes to people who I don't think that they're like invested in it. Like that if they don't have a lack of self-awareness, it takes the cringe off a bit. But when people just don't understand how terrible they are, and I know a lot of these guys in real life that think they're the next fucking Eminem or Kanye West or whatever the fuck, and it gets me.
Yeah. Kanye West looks like he just had his wisdom teeth removed.
He did. Have you heard his song "Through the Wire"?
Yeah, I know he was in a car accident,
and he had to have his jaw wired shut. And he had to rap through the wire.
That's crazy.
That's a good story.
He had to eat through the wire too.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play one more video, and then we're gonna wrap it up, and then we're gonna go do the post show and everything. So you guys check that out. DP on demand. There's also a link in the description. You can go there.
And Mr. Bunty King, thank you for rolling through.
Yeah,
with us
we
tonight.
really appreciate you.
Oh, dude, for sure, man. It was so much fun. So much laughs. I feel like I haven't laughed this hard in a really long time. Like, this is great.
Damn.
Man. This is what I like. I signed up to YouTube for fucking laughs.
Yes. And you guys can find out Mr. Bunty King like in the credits.
Yeah, link in the description.
So
here's one last video. It's one of your favorite guys.
Oh, mother.
Old school.
Why does it say poo flinging monkey?
Hello,
Just wait.
Wild Bill for America here, watching the sun come
Looks like
up in
Sam
the middle.
Hyde's dad. Looks like it could be Sam Hyde's dad.
He's he claims to be former law enforcement, ultra conservative, old school conservative, old establishment, and he wears his big cowboy hat and makes these
of a
videos.
brutal Florida winter. But don't worry about us. Everybody here in Florida has a long sleeve shirt. And when brutal weather hits and the temperatures plummet down into the 50s, we will survive.
Bitch, hurricanes! Long sleeve shirts won't stop you from hurricanes. Florida is hurricane fucking country in September. People die in the hurricanes. We're from Florida. We will survive. You don't always survive, you sick piece of shit.
Not always.
That little donkey just doesn't cover it anymore. I think the new symbol for the Democrat Party should be a poo-flinging monkey. Think about it. The Democrats are hysterically throwing everything they can at Donald Trump, hoping something will stick. And the hysterical screeching of the Democrats, like Pocahontas Warren, whatever, reminds me of monkeys when they spot a leopard. Wow, what a racket.
A poo-flinging monkey.
What do monkeys do when they spot a leopard? Do they fling poop, is he saying, or do
I
they
have
run?
no idea. I would think they would
out.
run.
They
Okay, okay. Did you see this recent thing where there was like an advertisement for a young boy modeling a T-shirt? It was like a young African-American boy, black boy, and the T-shirt said something like "coolest monkey in the jungle."
Really?
And there was a huge outlash. and is this video from like this week? Is he responding to that outlash? Okay, I'm like, is this opportune where he's responding to that by calling the Democratic Party fucking monkeys because of that?
So. When the monkeys are not screaming or throwing monkey poo, they're acting like clowns or masturbating. What a perfect symbol for the Democrat Party.
What's wrong with masturbating? Come on, dude.
They're sex obsessed and anything goes.
I'll take a masturbating monkey.
You're sex obsessed because you masturbate? Really? Come on, dude. Are you trying to claim you never do it?
How many Republicans get outed for that closet toe tapping bathroom shit too? Like everybody in politics, everybody everywhere is sex obsessed in power. So get the fuck out of here with that wild bill. It's not just the Democrats who fling poo poo. Everybody likes to masturbate.
Rampant sexual perversion down in America's throat is the #1 priority of the Democrat Party.
Is it?
#2, of course, is manufacturing artificial racism because chaos keeps people from honestly looking at Democrat policies. Yeah, I think it's time to give the poor little donkey a break.
So they want everyone to be sexual perverts, and they want everyone else to be looked at as racist.
I like how proud he was in that moment after he said that. He looked out to the fucking water.
I got it.
Yep.
I got this.
Yep. Mild Bill in his cowboy hat. I'm ready to go to Florida and challenge this guy to a fucking like lasso contest, a bowl open contest. I never touched a fucking bowl in my life, but I feel like I could take one down quicker than Mild Bill.
Democrats have sunk.
If he really doesn't masturbate, then that's probably why he's so pissed off all
He
the time.
always goes in on like
He doesn't seem
pedophilia.
that pissed off. He just seems like he's chilling, you know, just talking shit. He's like retired, doesn't give a fuck. He's like, all right, I'm just gonna talk some shit about the fucking Dems.
You know, one
It's
thing
like-
I will tell you, this guy made a claim that I think was proven. He was denied entrance into Canada because he was going up there to give some kind of speech that they didn't like, and he was barred entry from it. And it was kind of a big deal several months ago.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Banned from Canada.
Wonder what his speech was about.
Let me see.
It was
We can look it up
probably
really quick. Let's see.
He's probably going to Calgary Stampede to try and pretend like he's a real cowboy.
Canada.
Calgary Stampede, yeah.
We don't want you fucking
we had a fucking a stampede, not a stampede, but like a rodeo in Montreal, and I was like, why the fuck do we have a rodeo?
Yeah, that belongs in Calgary.
Yeah, I was like, why is the mayor threw a rodeo from Montreal for its birthday? And I was like, that is the dumbest fucking thing ever. What is wrong with it?
Yeah, that's not really a
Rodeo.
Quebecois kind of thing.
He was so
you know?
no, it's not even. He was so disconnected, man. He was so disconnected from fucking culture. It's great.
So I just looked it up. It happened back in June. Islam critic Wild Bill detained, arrested in Canada for smuggling hate speech on his iPad. Is the claim
on his iPad?
What?
Yeah.
Can't anybody just have hate speech downloaded from their phone like instantly? Like, what's the difference of it being on the iPad unless he's trying to distribute?
He had a speech written that he was going to give in Canada. I believe it was in Alberta, and they didn't let him in. So
you know it was
Calgary. It was in Calgary.
You know
actually.
it was Mild Bill. The only way he might be able to get away with being a cowboy is sticking around with the Calgary fucking real boys, wearing his cowboy hat, feel like he fits in for once. Because down in Florida, he ain't fit in with nobody because he looks like a fucking weirdo. Fuck you, Mild Bill. I don't like him because his name is Bill and he calls himself Wild, and he ain't wild at all. He's a subservient little bitch boy barking his fucking right-wing orders. Pussy. I'll beat you up.
All right, guys. So we're gonna go do the post show now. We're gonna do some feminist slam poetry there. Thanks all you guys for watching. Thanks Bunty King for joining us here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good night, everybody. We'll be in touch really soon to let you know when the next show is. Good night, everybody.
Check out Bunty